बता देता हूँ।
हाँ आपकी वो नहीं होगा ना
ऐसे चलेगा ना सर, हाथ पकड़ के इसमें देख के बोलोगे सर, चलेगा ना? थोड़ा देख के बोलोगे तो।
मोबाइल से बचो।
अपने में ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, जैसे मैं उसमें भेज दूंगा ना मेल में, तो आप माइक और वीडियो ऑन करते हुए उससे भी डायरेक्ट उसको देख के बोल सकते हैं।
हाँ सर, वो मैं समझ गई कि पीडीएफ ऑन कर प्ले कर देंगे ना, कर दीजिए।
भेज देता है।
जरूरत लगी तो देख लूंगी, याद तो नहीं किया।
सिमरन माइक्रोफोन ऑफ रखो अभी।
List invoke.
रोहित बुलाया।
Hello, good morning, Bhilai. Yes, sir, good morning. Good morning, Nazar.
Very good morning, sir.
Good
सर
morning,
आप
Achal ji.
अनम्यूट हुई जहाँ सर sir everything is fine over there.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Sonali. Very good morning to Dr. V.K. Maurya, sir. Start karo session.
Science of today is the technology of tomorrow. A splendid morning to the gathering. This is Simran Kukreja on behalf of Shri Shankaracharya College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Welcome you all to the National Science Day celebration with a heart full of love. National Science Day. National Science Day is celebrated in India on 20th February every year across India. The day is celebrated to commemorate the discovery of Raman effect by great Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. On the same day, he had invented Raman effect in year 1928. By celebrating this day as National Science Day, we show our dignity in respect to the famous C.V. Raman sir for his contribution in the field of science. To begin the session and make this morning a blessed one, let's invoke Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. Now, I would like to invite Dr. A.K. Jha, sir, Principal and Professor, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, a pharmacist with rich experience in the field of academics, to harmonize the words of welcome to the gathering. Please, sir.
बोलेंगे तो चले जाएगा जाएगी ना ये ऑन है ना ठीक है On behalf of Shri Shankaracharya College of Pharmaceutical Sciences and all Shankaracharya fraternity, I heartily welcome my dearest Dr. V.K. Maurya, who is principal of Government Pharmacy College, Aurangabad, respected and honorable Madam Jaya Mishra, who is president of Sri Gangajali Educational Society. Under the umbrella of this society, we are running 3 colleges. I also thanks to Sri I.T. Mishra ji, who is chairman of Sri Gangajali Educational Society. He will join in the second half with us. I also welcome Dr. Deepen Singh, Dr. Shekhar Verma, who will be delivering their lecture on the theme of integrated approach in science and technology for sustainable future. I welcome all you, and without wasting much time, I again thanks to Dr. V.K. Maurya, Madam Jaya Mishra, who has spared her time with us in this inaugural session of Science Day celebration. I again welcome heartily all participants and all those who have participated in various competitions like e-poster competition, video forming competition, and oral presentation to the online mode. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your precious input. Now, I request Dr. Swarnali Das Paul, ma'am, Principal of Shri Shankaracharya College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, who has achieved great things with her sheer talent and hard work at a very young age. Please, ma'am.
Very good morning, everyone. I extend my thanks to respected Chairman Sir, President Ma'am, Dr. A.K. Jha Sir, respected Dr. Maurya Sir and Vaibhav Sir, and all the other dignitaries who are present with us. We are highly privileged to having with us renowned speakers and guests from all over the India. We are honored by your presence. The object behind this celebration was to gather eminent scientists from all over the nation in a single platform to share their ideas and views on the theme of Science Day, that is, integrated approach in science and technology for sustainable future, and to motivate the young students. As we know, these students are the future of our nation. So, by not wasting much time, I conclude my lecture and extend my sincere thanks to CG Cost and DST for supporting us for this event. Have a wonderful day. Simran, please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am, for emboldening us. I consider it a great honor to invite Mrs. Jaya Mishra, ma'am, a diligent person, young and dynamic president of Sri Gangajali Education Society, to add glory in the atmosphere. Please, ma'am.
Very good morning, all of you. I would like to welcome Dr. to I would like to
Ma- Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
All right. Can you hear me now?
No,
No?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. So my best wishes to all of you. You all please continue. It's just best of luck to everyone involved over here, and uh, I wish all the best so that you complete the function proper and successfully.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a pleasure listening to you, but we missed this spectacular session due to some network issue, I think. Hope to hear soon from you. Okay. Now, moving to the next scientific session, we are honored to have Dr. V.K. Maurya sir with us as the first speaker of the session. The chairperson of this session is Dr. Vaibhav Tiwari sir, Principal and Professor of Shri Shankaracharya Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research. Over to you, sir.
Respected Maurya sir, respected Jha sir, uh, good morning to all of you. It is my great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Dr. V.K. Maurya, who is going to talk about technological development in pharmaceutical sciences. Our speaker, having spent almost his entire career in teaching, research, and advising pupil not only from academia but also pupil from industry and government agencies. Dr. Maurya have done his PhD from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore on development of transdermal delivery systems. Currently, he is working as a principal of Government College of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. He supervised more than 65 postgraduate students with 4 PhD scholars. He has published more than 81 research article in national and international journal with citation more than 3,589. His H index is 23. He handled more than 14 projects of various government agencies like AICT, DST, DSIR, about 1.5 crores. He is active with many social activities like dense forest plantation in Nasik, food adulteration detection in Aurangabad, anemia detection in girls in Amravati. So we can say he is a person who using his skill not only for their student but also for society. I would like to say one शायरी for sir that कुछ लोग थे जो वक्त के सांचों में ढल गए और कुछ लोग थे जो वक्त के सांचे बदल गए. तो Dr. Maurya is one person who changing the frame of time. So I request Dr. Maurya to deliver his views on technological development in pharmaceutical sciences. Thank you.
Sir, your speaker is off.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Das. Thank you, Dr. Tiwari, for introducing me. Such a nice introduction for which I am not worthy. I am just a common man, and today I am very happy that I am sharing my little time with my one of the very closest friend. I will not say friend, I will say part of my life, Dr. Jha, with whom I have spent more than 6 years in Sagar together as my classmate, as my roommate, and a person who is involved in my life. Thank you very much, Jasad, for inviting me here. On the day of this National Science Day program, which is celebrated in the memory of one of the greatest visionary scientists of India, Dr. C.V. Raman. And in his memory, when this celebration is done, the basic idea of this day is only one, that our budding students, budding scientists, they should feel motivated by the work which Dr. C.V. Raman has done for humanity. In his memory, when the college has organized this program, for me it was quite difficult to find out the theme, because in last 2 years all of us are going through a big trauma of COVID, and this COVID has changed our life, and we are facing the psychological conflict. Whole of the society is facing a psychological conflict, where early period of COVID, we were telling to our youngster, minimize the use of mobile. But after COVID, we are forcing them to use mobile or digital tool more, so that learning cannot be hampered. And this particular switch of the technology due to this pandemic has taught us a great thing, that nothing is permanent in this world. And you have to change yourself very suddenly, which may lead to several consequences. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. And as we are getting some of the advantage of this pandemic to the society, we are getting many of the disadvantages too. And these advantages are knowing new technology or knowing new use of technology. Comprehending this all session, I have chosen the topic which is parallel to the theme of this National Science Day program. So, Dr. Das, can I have my presentation ready?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
present, share my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please. Simran, just help Dr. Maurya sir to share the screen. Yes, sir, it is visible.
I feel it's visible.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So I am focusing my talk on impact of science and technology for the futuristic growth of pharmacy. Now, in this, I am not going to cover the conventional thing, but the future trend in which pharma industry is going, to that I will share in nutshell. Overview of my talk is this, that pandemic COVID taught us new ways of thinking and learning new normal. What the thing was there yesterday, today it has become obsolete, and we have learned new things which were prohibited earlier. And that's why our normals in today's situations are entirely different than what we had earlier. The second biggest thought which arises in my mind, that during COVID, we have felt very strongly that the business of clinical trials have a lot of bottlenecks, and these bottlenecks involves a lot of time, which resulted in slowdown drug discovery projects. Now, this slowing down drug discovery project was hampering the new medications which were possible for COVID treatment. But regulatory authorities have learned how to lower down this bottleneck, so that the period required for clinical trials can be narrowed down. The third observation of today's trend is the pharma market, which was earlier considered to be dominated by the chemists, by the biologists, and by the engineers. Now it is more dominated by computer hardware and IT personnels. So if you look to the investment wise, now in pharma sector, today's biggest investment is the computer industry investment, which are participating in the growth of pharma drug discovery and manufacturing improvements. The fourth common observation for pharma industry is the invasion of electronics, especially the microelectronics and IoT, Internet of Things, which have come due to the new trend of Industry 4.0. It has created a lot of opportunities for personalized medicine, which is making the therapy more effective and competitive. The end of the day, we are going to the plant manager and they were monitoring that how the manufacturing operation took place. This was resulting in a very, very localized control of manufacturing process. But now, technology is available to automatically monitor the manufacturing process, which has yielded almost all zero defect manufacturing operation and total control of the pharma industry, to which we will look into. So, dear friend, my talk will be focused on these 5 points and their glimpses to which I want to share with you to enlighten the thoughts of budding pharmacists that in future, in one or more of this area, they can contribute. If we try to analyze logistically, then we find that in comparison to the other industry, pharma industry has grown at very fast speed. So what are the factors which are governing the faster growth of pharma industry? If you think about it, we clearly point out that there are 5 drivers to pharma industry. First driver is that today's world is facing a great challenge, and that challenge is the growing and aging global population. Now, as an estimate in 2010, 6.9 billion people were having the population of the world, which has reached to the escalated value with 7.6 billion. So population is increasing day by day. And due to the better healthcare facility or other factors, now we have the 13% of the population, which is older than 60 years. The meaning is that demographic pattern of the population is changing with time, and we are moving to the world which will be filled with old people, and the younger generation will be lesser and lesser. That's why the disease pattern in the population is significantly changing, and at one time where we were not encountering the disease like Alzheimer's, they are becoming visible in today's world. So the drug discovery projects, the clinical monitoring, clinical support system after discharge from the hospital is entirely changing. So this new scenario is also involving the lifestyle related diseases, especially which are related to the immunity. And one of the things that is the COVID. Second major driver of the pharma industry growth is growing sick populations. So in early days, if we remember, then at our home, if you get the pain in the stomach, then the grandmother or mother says that use home remedies like ajwain and all, and we were feeling okay. But in today's world, probably your child complains that he is having headache. Instead of thinking or advising him to take rest, immediately we rush to provide him some analgesic or paracetamol. So what we can say that so-called patients are now demanding for better treatment. And second thing, that our lifestyle which is being changing, we are moving to the world of digital media, so our life is sedentary. The physical exercises, physical movement of the body are very much decreased, and that's why we are facing the problem of obesity. The diet which is changing significantly, that rather than cooking the fresh food, we are now believing more on the fast food. These fast food have got the ingredients which are causing the metabolic changes in the body, leading to obesity. So now these obesity related disorders are making your life worse and are resulting in increased number of sick population in the world. The third driver for the growth of pharma industry is rising incidences of non-communicable and infectious diseases. We are finding one of the current case of COVID. The moment COVID has started, which was an infectious disease, we come to know that it has carried another disaster, that is of the black fungus. Now, the moment black fungus comes, then COVID and black fungus has resulted in many types of the clinical disorder, especially impaired lungs function. And combined treatment of these three diseases has resulted into the choice of the drug which was otherwise not a choice, that is the use of steroid. And when steroid was given, then it has resulted in the appearance of diabetes which was not there. Now this diabetes is not easily curable. Even though you claim that when the COVID period is over, this diabetes will subside, but it will leave many marks on your body, leading to rising incidences of very many non-communicable diseases. The fourth driver of the growth of pharma industry is improved access to healthcare. Now everyone knows that in early days, it was very difficult to approach to a doctor or to the hospital because in villages, these facilities were not available. But nowadays, the access to healthcare has become possible due to technology and government efforts. For example, in a village, if the patient requires some advice of expert, it is not necessary that the expert should be there in the village. The normal doctor sitting at the village can talk on the digital media through internet access with video conferencing, and he can elaborate the symptoms or attempted medications to the expert, and expert can advise the change in the medication or can have improved diagnosis. Not so much so, one more important tool has been given now by the technology to the villages and poor people, that the electronic gadgets now available which can be placed on the body of the patient at remote places, and they can send the health related data or biological parameter of the patient, and these biological parameters can be continuously monitored with a technology named as telemedicine. They can be collected at server, which can be analyzed by an expert or which can be analyzed by an expert system. What is expert system? That we shall see in due course of time. Then the fifth driver of pharma industry is higher affordability. Now we know that people's economic condition is improving significantly, and people have made up their mind to spend little more amount on their health. People have become health conscious, and hence earlier the countries which we are known as poor country, they are showing a good trend of improvement in the middle class population. Among them, China, India, and Indonesia are one in which the per capita income has been increased, and people are now more conscious to their health, and they spend a good amount on their well-being and in the treatment. So the impact of these five growth driver has resulted into significant investment in pharma industry and leading to the involvement of new tools given by science and technology, giving new dimensions to pharma industry. If we look to the international map percentage wise, so the technologies which are now popular, top technology which are being popular in pharma industry are, on the top, it is the artificial intelligence, which is making a big mark on pharma industry innovations, that is of the tune of around 21%. Second biggest area is big data and data analytics, amounting to around 15%. Then precision medicine, which is highly personalized for a patient and for his condition, that is up to the tune of around 9%. Blockchain technology of the tune of around 9%. The area of extended reality, really creating a wonder in pharma industry, that is to the 7% tune. Flexible production, that is of the tune of 13%, a very new area in which now the whole concept of manufacturing is being changed because of the emergence of biotechnological products which are not supposed to be manufactured in tons, but their gram level production is good enough, and hence whole of the production reactor technology is being changed. If time will be there, I will share few of the examples. Then additive manufacturing is a good area which is now making a dent on pharma manufacturing, in which you have now the possibility of manufacturing the component automatically with the technologies like 3D printing, not only for the dosage form, for biologics also. This we shall see in bit detail. Then a very big area is emerging up, which is the real world data, or we say in short, RWD. The real world data, which was otherwise very difficult to collect, now it has become the technology at fingertip, and probably mobile is contributing a lot for this. Then the new area of digital therapeutics is there, in which the whole of the therapeutic regime is being controlled with the digital technology, right from prevention, maintenance, diagnosis, treatment, and post-treatment management of the body is the area of digital therapeutics, which is now a area which is liked by pharma company due to the intervention of IoT and AI. Then the last area is of the area of curative therapies. The diseases which were earlier known as the diseases to which you have to manage and cure was not there. Now with the digital technology, it has become possible that such type of the therapies are possible in those diseases which were otherwise not possible to cure completely, and whole life we have to manage them. So the innovation trend map gives the present scenario of 2021, and you can see that it is very much dominated by the IT industry. The area is known as artificial intelligence. So now, as pharmacists, we should not restrict ourselves only learning pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, ecology, or cognosy, but we should try to learn that how the AI tools can be used to enhance our understanding and development of these 4 to 5 areas. Briefly, to give an idea that what is artificial intelligence, the story begins from normal mathematics, where we have learned to draw the line between two variables, variable x and variable y, and this line has got one equation to which we were telling as regression equation. The concept of regression has been increased and applied to the biology what our brain is working. So we know that our brain is consisting of a neuron which are joined together in the form of a network. Now the neuron has got two ends. At one end you have got an stimulus, and the other end there was an effect, and during this process the nerve impulses are being transferred, and this effect on the other end of the neuron evokes certain response, and for this you have a complex system of decision making on the basis of experience. This story is now unfolded a little by the help of the concept of regression, which has reached to many dimensions as a linear or non-linear regressions. So in neural network, you develop several types of the regression equations, and these regression equations are used for prediction of the response. Now, these predictions are stored in certain memory, and they are made to learn. For the land machine are known as expert system. Now, decisions of these expert systems are compared to the rightness or wrongness, what we say the process of validation. And once these validations are over, then such type of the systems are used for real world for any kind of the area which requires any decision. This may be the area of manufacturing. This may be the area of checking the error in prescription. This may be the area of controlling the plasma level after administration of a disease and correlating it with the biological response. So artificial intelligence is working in a very, very big way in pharma industry. Where the molecule which has been designed in synthetic chemistry laboratory or the biotechnology product, this molecule, its standardization, its preclinical trials, analysis, and many other things which are there, it is being covered in drug discovery. Maybe associated with many things, many phases like lead identification, lead optimization, like that. So drug discovery area consumes a lot of time and needs to have many technology. So new technologies which are there are now reducing the time required for discovery and reducing the risk involved into it. Now by making less number of molecule, we are in a position to have a promising new chemical entity which can be sent to phase 1. Now, these technologies are highly sophisticated technologies involving electronics and computer sciences. Once the drug becomes ready from phase 0, then it goes into the drug development phase, where the huge investment is there, passing the drug through various human trials from phase 1 to phase 4. Now, these human trials are risky. These human trials are conducted at various centers, various ethnic populations, and large number of data is collected, and these large number of data can be manipulated. You require a technology in which this data collection should be instantaneous and foolproof, leading to a secured data archiving, which should be available for review. So bigger is the data, more is the threat for data pilferage, and more will be the complexity in analyzing the data, and a small mistake in understanding or evaluation of data may lead to disaster in subsequent places. These data are collected by various people. That's why they do not have a common format. Such type of the data or information is known as unstructured data. So compiling and analyzing unstructured data is a very, very complex task. So that is helped by artificial intelligence. Next challenge to the pharma industry is manufacturing process. So the company has got the input of raw material, input of machine, then input of technical manpower, then you have a plant where you process these things and you get the output, and after giving the output, the product is tested which will be suitable for marketing. This manufacturing is a very, very complex affair where you will have to look the quality of the product right from the vendors. These vendors may be constant, these vendors may be vary. So in case of the variation in the supplies, you may have a lot of problem of quality and volume of supply and time, which may hamper your manufacturing process. So you require many people to supervise this supply chain and control. Now this overall view is now taken up by the computer industry, and they are helping in the full control of the process. Then comes the marketing of the product. Now marketing is itself costing a lot, because the human tendency, to whomsoever you say that you market, then every one of us knows that this has a cost. Now this cost may be in the form of advertisement, or in the form of the samples, or in the form of indirect benefits which are given to the marketing chain. The concept of digital marketing is reducing this expenditure, and now the features of the product can directly reach to the end user, which may be a physician, which may be a company, which may be an NGO, or which may be directly the patient. So the reduction in the information exchange network has given a new dimension to the marketing, which is now known as digital marketing. And at the end, the beneficiary of the pharma industry is patient. Now, doctor gives the medicine after diagnosing, and patient goes. But actually speaking, the doctor doesn't have the access to the patient, or patient doesn't have the access to the doctor to tell what benefit or what problem after taking that dosage form in a given dose regimen is happening to him. So the monitoring process is possible only for the patient who are hospitalized. But the patients who are not hospitalized, for them, a monitoring system is non-existent. Now, this technology is providing the tools which can provide to the doctor or to the expert all the necessary parameters of the patient, which can help in giving the support to the patient, either in terms of changing the dose or drug, in terms of managing his life with changing condition, or in terms of diagnosis of the complications which may arise during the treatment. So the patient support system is now a biggest area to which the pharma industry are exploring with the help of computer industry. Today's scenario, if we look, then we find the pharma industries are having a great tie-ups with AI industry. If you look to the top, you will find that the top pharma companies like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Novartis, Bayer, GlaxoSmithKline, Sanofi, Merck, Boehringer Ingelheim, Astellas, and Takeda. These are the top 10 companies. These companies are having the Association for Artificial Intelligence with several artificial intelligence companies. Few of them we are knowing, and many of them we are not knowing. So, for example, if you look to the Pfizer associations, so Pfizer has got the agreements with in silico medicine, Extelpi, Atomwise, Cytoreason, Watson, Sama, like this. So in this matrix, the thing which is clear to us is the area in which partnership is there. If you look to the buff color area, you will understand that the buff color area is the association in the area of drug discovery. If you look here, this area. So this area is important for those companies who want new molecule more. So if they want a new molecule more, so in this at leading position, Pfizer is there. But today's situation, you will wonder that new drug molecule pipeline is almost all dried for all companies. And the sole reason is this, that you do not get the break-even point in new molecule. So that's why every company thinks that how to reduce cost of drug development and how to reduce the time involved in it so that immediately a drug or a molecule can be launched so that the revenues can be generated through it. So drug discovery is a key area where AI is helping. In the case of drug development, these areas are there where the people are there, and significant contribution is done by IBM. Now, third area is the manufacturing. The AI intervention in manufacturing is a bit less, and less startup are there like ERA and AWS. But definitely, many people are helping in marketing. So, combining AIs in marketing is one of the major factors. And last is the patient monitoring and support and diagnosis. So you can see the Pfizer is putting his hand virtually in whole process of drug discovery to the patient. And that's why they became the world leader. So one thing is for sure, that today, if we understand the area in which AI can be used or AI tools can be developed, it increases your competence to be in the field. Second major area is antibiotic discovery. Hello? Hello? Dr. Paul? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Tiwari ji.
Sir, this
Yes, sir.
Just I want to know that can I continue for a few minutes?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sure.
Because my time is over, it seems.
Sir, you can continue, please.
Okay. So the second major area is antibiotic discovery. So everyone knows that in hospitals, especially in ICUs, we try to make very good disinfected environment. And when you want to make very good disinfected place, you use a strong disinfectant. And these strong disinfectant makes the microorganism resistant to that. And in recent days, the problem of superbugs have been identified in European countries. And these superbugs are microorganisms which are resistant to most of the antibiotics. And the survey which has been done by UK, it has been observed that almost all 7 lakhs deaths have been resulted because of these superbugs, and we do not know their nature. And it is projected that in 2050, this death rate will be up to 10 million, which is necessitating a drug which can be proved as effective one in the infections caused by these superbugs. Another reason for these superbugs generation is irresponsible prescription habits. Now, especially in pediatric practice, this is an alarming signal that the physicians, they used to write antibiotics like anything. And when they are writing antibiotics above normal range, then instead of growing immunity in children, they become dependent on antibiotic and becomes susceptible for microbial infection. And this may cause the development of superbugs. Another area is the livestock farming. In livestock farming, use of antibiotic is very common, like in the case of the poultry farms or goat farms. To increase the productivity, the poultry uses antibiotics in huge quantity, and hence a lot of antibiotics, when they are given to the livestock, the microorganisms which are there, they become resistant to it, leading to the formation of superbug community. So, unfortunately, all these area, the area of irresponsible prescription habits or use of antibiotics in livestock farming, is controlled by the people who are not interested in using expensive medicines. That's why the antibiotic market, drug development company do not take the interest. And this area of new antibiotic becomes ignored. It is ignored. So when it is ignored, you don't get new antibiotic. The history of antibiotics suggests that in last 30 years, no new antibiotic good molecule has come into light. But when these alarming cases of superbugs have come, then few of the companies are taking interest into it, requesting FDA to change their regulations. And all of a sudden, one group at Northeastern University, which was led by Dr. Kim Lewis, has got one molecule, that is the Teixobacter. It has come, and then people have explored it, and their chemistry has been developed fully in University of Lincoln. A new chemical entity has been found which was active against these superbugs, and that area or that class of the antibiotics are melacidins. So melacidins, when it has been given for approval to FDA, FDA has considered it to be a reluctant one for clearing this molecule and open up new research area. So many companies are now focusing to the development of new derivatives of the class melacidins, and we are expecting that we may get sooner the antibiotics from this class. The extended reality is one of the area. Extended reality is actually the extension of the augmented reality. This augmented reality is the result of a computer technology named as simulations. Now, for example, if I have a car and in this car I don't know the driving, so I will be trained. And this simulation technology is commonly used in the area like making flight simulators. So when I have the flight simulators, then I have a plane prototype. I will be sitting there and there will be a digital content. A screen will be there and there will be sensor. So I will use my mind and my muscles to learn the basics of controlling flights. So in this case, a digital and real world, they are together. So digital and real world has the help of the sensors, and I learn how to use the tools, navigator tools for learning the driving. So in this case, the risk of learning is less, risk of accidents are less, and I can hone my skill later on by going to the real system. On the other hand, there was an area of virtual reality. In the area of virtual reality, you were not having anything in reality, but everything was digital. So if everything was digital, then you don't have the risk of investing the hardware. Just you sit in the digital world and then you try to do that. The example is the games. So on mobile, you are having the game, you have the gun in your hand and you fire it. So there is a person before you, either he will be hit. If he will be hit, the virtual reality will tell whether he could survive or he is killed. Like that. There are the ways you can move. So the computer industry was having two different areas of augmented reality and virtual reality. Now time has come to merge both. And one common area is there that is known as the mixed reality, which is becoming really a very good tool to pharma industry. This virtual reality is creating many dimensions in medical sciences. More than 1,000 applications we can find this. For example, if a nurse has to give the injection, so normally nurse searches the veins. But suppose I am having the vein scanner. Now using this vein scanner, you just put over your skin and you can see where the veins are. And then you can use a normal syringe and a digital image of that vein. Its location in 3 dimension will give you a pinpoint injection to that. This is one of the classical example of mixed reality, and such type of the tools are there. These tools are available in many areas for training and for profession. Since time is less, that's why I'm not able to give good examples from this. But the extension of it is definitely very interesting for us. That is the area of digital healthcare technology, in which you have now many platforms, but 5 of them are very important. One is the platform for enterprise system and support, where the whole business can be controlled by these technology. Second, digital health technology has invaded to clinic. And then, excuse me, just 1 minute. Hello? 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 Yes? Yeah. Good morning. Hello, yes. No. अपन कौन बोलता है? No, wrong number. So the clinician service support is one of the very important support from IT industry, which is given to the doctors for health information technology, in which the drug information system and the system for creating the electronic health record is there, which is a very, very big area. Then third is the patient wellness support system. Fourth is patient diagnostic and monitoring system. and the last is patient therapeutic intervention system. These technology in itself are great, are now available to the present world. People are using, and one of the common thing at the lowest level is your Fitbands. Now every one of us now they are having the Apple watches or MI watches. Now you do not know what great things they are doing. These great things are actually involved with certain sensors. If not with the Fitband, in your mobile, there are various apps are there. For example, you walk and then they count what is the number of your steps you have taken in a day. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Boliye, sir. Sir, everything is fine, sir. Sir, if it is urgent, definitely. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, we will do that. We will do that. We will do that. Sir, we will do that. No, sir, I am in a seminar, so I will give you a call, sir. Huh? You can send me the letter. Huh? Okay, sir. So, these Fitbands are creating the number of steps, your blood pressure, your respiration rate, sometimes blood glucose, and so on and so forth. SO2, sorry, the oxygen tension. These all data are going to the server where your mobile number is stored. Now, the server data goes to the expert system and this becomes the big data. This data is unstructured data collected from the globe. And then the companies which are having the cloud facility, they sell this data to the pharma company. Pharma company analyze them and decide their drug development and drug marketing technology. So the digital healthcare system is changing the world rapidly in many ways. Next technology is organ-on-chip technology. Organ-on-chip technology has been developed with a great development in engineering. This great development is known as microfluidics. Microfluidics is basically developed by studying the fluid flow in the body, that how heart pumps the drug to various tissues and to the cells through large blood vessels, then small blood vessels, then capillary. So flowing the fluid in small capillary is the area of interest which is covered under microfluidics. So now what can be done? That the cell of different organ can be kept on a plate, and these cells of different organs can be connected with the microtubules, making a simulated body on a chip. The advantage is this, that these chips, once they are given with a drug in the area like stomach cells, they goes into various organs, and after going to the various organs, they gives various type of the signals. These plate in which the cells are fixed are connected to the electronic sensors which are of nano size, and these sensors gives you the response which are connected to the data center. Now, if you have such organs on chip, the whole process of ADME can be collected as electronic signal on computer, one chip, one compound. So if I have 10,000 compound, I can have 10,000 chips, then automatically the whole ADME profile in silico I can get on chip in real world. This will reduce my lot of time in understanding the PK/PD study, and I will get the support data where I can select the useful compound. So this is organ-on-chip technology is now growing a lot, and the companies like Pfizer and Abbott are working greatly in this area. Interestingly, the thing which has been developed for engineering manufacturing, that was the 3D printing, is now extended to the 3D bioprinting to print biological cells by the technology dependent on inkjet printer. So you can see here you have the cartridges like inkjet cartridge where you can fill this with biological ink. There are many companies which are making biological ink, and this organ to which you want to print, you have the software in which you give the structure, 3D structure. 3D file is loaded in this printer, and by the bio ink, the continuous layer by layer printing takes place with the controlled resolution, and the artificial organ can be made. This artificial organ can be used as a prosthesis in case of the damage to an organ like lost ear or lost nose or some walls of the heart, or they can make organ suitable for in vitro study, which will not be strictly controlled as it is done with the biological studies. So if the organ is synthetically produced using the bioprinting technology, the regulation doesn't work for them, and the pharma companies have got the greater flexibility to check the suitability of compound for human testing. So this is a great technology. This work partly is started in India also. Some Hyderabad-based companies are working in this area. RNA is another area which is targeted one, because up till now DNA was one of the area to control the protein synthesis, but RNA was ignored because of the reason that RNA is a smaller molecule, but it is notorious. It is notorious in the sense that the looping and folding of RNA creates the pockets for drug binding, which are not actually the pocket responsible for the response. And that's why most of the drugs which are targeted to RNA are misleading. But now the technology which has got the understanding of biofolding is becoming useful in developing the small molecule right from controlling RNA so that mischievous DNA will not be generated, and then the protein which is harmful to the investments are going on. Chemical space is being expanded because now we have large number of molecule database, but we were not having the technology to correlate the chemical structure with predicting various type of the activities. But the system like EROS has given us the dimension to predict their not only the possible biological activity, but the most suitable, cost-effective synthetic routes also. So many databases are available, few of them are free, like zinc, which are increasing the availability of chemical database to which the pharma industry can have, and you can do the faster research. Nanosystems, most of us knows, so I will not take in detail for elaboration. Last, I would like to talk about the digital pill. Now time is coming when your medicament will be given along with an electronic circuit. When you will ingest the pill, electronic circuit will go inside. So this electronic circuit will do 5 things. It will help in prevention of a disease. It will help in prediction of your future disease. It will help in managing your life comfortably. It will help in diagnosis of the disease which will be likely to be started in future, and then it will give you the status of the disease. So this is possible by digital technology combining with the issues which are indicated by your genome. So these circuits will be capable to combine these two technologies, and now they are becoming reality. So sooner we can find that under approval of the FDA USA, 5 devices are there which may come into the market anytime, which will help in managing the quality of life of normal person as well as the deceased person. Clinical trials, another area, we know it takes a lot of time. Now, from traditional trial in which the patients are admitted to the hospital or recruited in hospital at various sites, data are collected. So to that, we have gone to the virtual trials where the e-visits are made, patients comes to the site, e-visits are made and data are collected. Now we have the new area is DCT, digital clinical trials. In digital clinical trials, we do not go for the collection of the data and we do not allow the patient to come to the site also. So what happens that you give the gadgets to the patient remains at home and his all data, including the blood levels, are collected virtually. So that helps in collecting the real world data, RWD. So this is the most recent technology being used in clinical trial, reducing a lot of expenditure of clinical trial and giving more accuracy for data because data are not manually collected, so the error and delay will not be there. AI has helped in supply chain management, right from supplier to the patient, and increases the visibility in all area, which can be controlled at one place and decisions can be made. Briefly, I have tried to give a broader exposure of the science and technology tools which are reshaping the pharmacy profession. For listening me carefully, thank you very much to all participants. I am very much thankful to Dr. Arvind Jha, Director, who was always the source of motivation for me all the time. I am especially thankful to Dr. Tiwari, who chaired the session, Dr. Das Paul, who was the coordinator or licensing person for me, Dr. Cooker, who has anchored this program very well. Thank you all participants. And if anything I can answer to you, I will be happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I request Dr. Vaibhav Tiwari, sir, to summarize the session.
Thank you very much, Moria sir, to be giving such a good or informative session to us. The session is for future trends of pharmaceutical industry. Uh, uh, he give information about driver for growth of pharma industry and the drivers based on the going highly populated world, risk of non-communicable disease, improvement of due to improvement of healthcare system, highly affordability of the income group. So these are the factors which Dr. Moria has discussed about for growing of pharma industry in high, and the investment which is he quoted that about 21% of innovation is based on AI. So AI is a future of pharma industry. AI based technology is a future of pharma industry, and the can be influenced on drug discovery, drug development, including manufacturing and marketing, and also in patient monitoring and their side effects and all things is based on artificial intelligence. So for seeing this type of influence of AI, most of the companies are involving or investing on AI. Or we see that Pfizer like company who is investing more in AI is giving lot of new molecules or things to pharmacy industry. Thank you, sir. So giving this such type of knowledge to us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would invite Dr. Swarnali Das Paul ma'am to extend vote of thanks.
सर मैं एक बात बोलना चाहूंगी कि हमने झा सर से आपके बारे में खाली सुना था, पर आज आपको मतलब पाकर ऐसा लग रहा है जितना सुना था उससे ज्यादा पाया है। तो सर थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर स्पेयरिंग योर वैल्यूबल टाइम विद अस। एंड जो आपने बताया है आज, जो इंफॉर्मेशन हमको दी है, वो हमारे लिए टाइम अचीवमेंट रहेगा सर, ऑलवेज। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next
Jasab, can I leave?
speaker to honor us with his presence is Dr. Dipendra Singh, sir.
सिमरन 1 मिनट सर, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
No, Jasab, can I leave the session?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Proceed, Simran.
The next distinguished speaker to honor us with his presence is Dr. Dipendra Singh, sir, professor at University Institute of Pharmaceutical Science at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur. The session will be chaired by Dr. Achal Mishra, sir, professor of Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Please, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. A very good afternoon to all the respected teachers present here. Dr. A.K. Jha sir, Dr. Vaibhav Tiwari sir, Dr. Shekhar Verma sir, Dr. Sonali madam, and finally Dr. Dipendra Singh. Thank you very much for joining us here. It's my great pleasure कि आज दीपेंद्र सर के बारे में कुछ बोल पा रहा हूँ. Thank you very much. तो Dr. Dipendra Singh is presently working at University Institute of Pharmacy, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur, India. It is one of the oldest and biggest university in this state. He is member of Pharmacy Council of India, PCI in New Delhi. He has around 18 years of teaching experience and research experience as well. His prime research area includes formulation and multiple bioactive delivery system like multi-phase hydrogel, nanosystem, microsphere, and wound management system. Is another area for designing strategies for protein and peptide delivery system, advanced statistical and mathematical modeling methods, and designing novel system for the delivery of plant actives and extracts. He has published more than 90 research and review papers in various national and international platforms and journals. His many prestigious awards, grant fellow to his credit. He is a life member of various professional bodies like Indian Pharmaceutical Association, APTI, and Indian Society of Pharmacognosy. He had been visiting scientist at National Center for the Natural Product Research, School of Pharmacy, University of Mississippi, USA, and School of Medicinal Science, Deccan University, Australia. From this, it is a very actually sir का जो overall biodata है वो बहुत बड़ा है, but because time limit, so sir I request to you again कि आप हमें motivate करें और अपना lecture start करें. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Achal, for giving such a, I think so, I always say that I consider myself as a learner, still a learner, still a student, and I suppose, or I always feel that ki be a learner. So thank you so much for giving such a nice introduction. Things are getting very formal. हम सब एक दूसरे से बहुत अच्छी तरह से परिचित हैं. स्वर्णाली हैं, अचल हैं, बाकी लोग हैं, आदरणीय झा सर हैं. So respected Jha sir, a very warm good morning to all of you. Now this is afternoon, so very warm good afternoon to all of you. My session was in the morning, and just we have crossed the, we are in noon, and it is always very difficult to talk when you are having such a stalwart who is already, the previous session was with him. So you heard, I was also learning from that presentation. I was present in his all talk that Professor Maurya has given. He is always a respectable personality for all of the pharmacy people who are practicing pharmacy, or by any way they are connected to the pharmacy world. So now it was a very scientific session, but my session is going to be something very that is on a different side of the pharmacy profession. That still, when we have started, what was the situation, and now what is the situation, and now for what we are doing, and how to become very successful in your career. If you have opted, if you have taken this subject, if you are in pharmacy, then why should what the pride we are having, what the things to be pride of. So you are in such a noble profession. So my all talk will be related to that. जहाँ सर बैठे हुए हैं, शायद आप लोग जो व्यक्ति जो आपके पास में रहते हैं, उनको शायद आप बहुत पास से जो रहते हैं उनको दिखना थोड़ा कम रहता है, जो दूर से रहते हैं उनको हमेशा बहुत अच्छे दिखते रहते हैं. तो आप लोग की खुशकिस्मती है कि वैसे व्यक्ति का आपको आशीर्वाद लगातार प्राप्त है और हर दिन प्राप्त है. शायद पूरे भारत में शायद ऐसे सहृदय और सरल, मतलब जो मैं कह सकता हूँ कि 24 घंटे जो बच्चों के लिए, फैकल्टी के लिए, लोगों के लिए तैयार रहते हैं, वैसे आदरणीय सर यहाँ पे हैं. तो मैं परमिशन चाहता हूँ सर कुछ बोलने के लिए, और मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ प्रोफेशन के बारे में बोल रहा हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि आपसे पूछ के ही बोलना चाहिए मुझे.
सर आपका माइक्रोफोन ऑन नहीं है.
Thank you very much, Dr. Deepan Singh, that you are sparing some time for us. We know that always whenever we call you, either it is your presence in physical mode, or this is first time I think that you are here with online mode.
जी सर.
I thank all fraternity of pharmacy peoples who love me, and thank you very much. You can start your lecture.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I'll be sharing one of my presentation, and along with that, I'll be talking with you. So that there will be it will not be a monologue. It will be a dialogue, and I'll just invite and include all of you in this presentation.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
My presentation is shared. Is it visible to you all?
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Please there.
It is visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In full screen mode, na?
Yes, sir.
So thank you all. And this I was starting, there is a picture, there are some picture on my first slide, and just trying to establish that from where we have traveled and where we are. So there are 2-3 things I'm talking for the new people who have joined this profession, specifically those who came in the first year. And this is a very special time when we are interacting with each other in this virtual mode. These are the very special people who came in the first year. They also came through the virtual mode. All the examination, all the schooling, everything was done in virtual mode. What I feel, this is a very special situation in which the whole pandemic or whole period of the COVID, we people have always we were playing on a front foot, and we were the very important part of the healthcare system. So just to sharing with all my new members, budding pharmacists who have joined the profession, that few pictures I have kept here. If you'll talk about a modern pharmacy and modern history, or if you have to write in answers, then you have to say that father of pharmacy is Glenn. And if you'll talk about modern pharmacy in India, it is being introduced by Professor Amal Sroff. We all know that. But at the back of my presentation, there is a figure that is always above all. सबके पीछे जो सबका हाथ है, हमारे भगवान धन्वंतरी हैं, जिनको हम सालों से जो हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि हजारों सालों से जो हम इस प्रोफेशन को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, हमारा इतना पुराना सिस्टम है जिसके बारे में आपको जानना चाहिए। तो देयर आर अगेन 2 पिक्चर्स आई हैव केप्ट ऑन द स्लाइड। वन इज अर्लियर that is centuries old, and now how the modern pharmacy is. So we have traveled a lot. हम जहां से चले थे हम बहुत आगे बढ़ गए हैं, लेकिन आज भी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अभी हमारे पास चलने के लिए बहुत बड़ा रास्ता आगे बचा हुआ है। So few very important facts which I want to share with the new budding pharmacists, that why we should be proud of this profession that you have joined. Just I'm sharing with some data with you that you will be knowing, and you will be happy to know that around 78% of the pharmacy technicians are females, and there are more than 4 million pharmacists worldwide. All of them boosted the revenue of pharmaceutical market. In 2019 it is 1.25 billion, and if I'll talk about 2020, this is the old data, it is more than 2.2 billion US dollar. So just you see what the amount of contribution we are making in the economy. अभी भी हम जो आज भी बात करते हैं, हम महिलाओं को बराबर लाने की बात करते हैं, तो हमारा एक ऐसा प्रोफेशन है, मैं क्यों शेयर कर रहा हूं, हमारा एक प्रोफेशन है जिसमें ऑलरेडी जो फीमेल्स है वो लीडिंग रोल पे हैं और लीडिंग प्रैक्टिस कर रही हैं. सो दिस इज टू बी प्राउड ऑफ सच प्रोफेशन. Recently, data has been shared that pharmacy is the third profession which is providing worldwide most jobs. So this is the profession you have joined. So if I'll share to be proud of that, day to day you are having Coca-Cola, which was given by John Pemberton, Dr. Pepper, which is given by the formula was invented by Charles Edeltran. Pepsi, Ginger Ale, all the formulas were developed by the pharmacists. By profession, they were pharmacists. So this is the thing to be proud of, that what the pharmacists are doing. Again, the most accessible healthcare professional I'll talk. If you talk about particularly in a premises, we are the people who are the most accessible healthcare person in the society. आप अगर भारत में देखें तो आप एक प्रेमाइसेस में जब आप हेल्थ केयर की बात करते हैं तो जो सबसे पहला व्यक्ति जो आपसे इंटरेक्ट होता है, जो आपको सपोर्ट देता है, वो होता है फार्मासिस्ट. और अगर गलत नहीं हूं तो 90% टाइम अगर आप इंडिया में अगर ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, इंडिया में हैं, और अगर आप बाहर निकलते हैं अपने प्रेमाइसेस में, तो विद इन एरिया ऑफ 1 mile you will get a pharmacist. Maybe you will not get a doctor, maybe you will not get a nurse, maybe you will not get a hospital, but obviously you will get a pharmacist. So this is our achievement, this is our presence, and in that way we have helped. During the COVID we have helped numerous people. जहां पे आपको जब डॉक्टर्स अवेलेबल नहीं थे, तब हमने लगातार 24 घंटे हमने पब्लिक के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिला के हमने इसको फाइट को किया है. तो ऐसा इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोफेशन है जो आप लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया है. Again, I am talking about the first licensed pharmacist. It is almost in the 1800. I am talking. This is a place. I am fortunate that I have been at USA, and I am fortunate that I have visited this place where the first registered pharmacist was there. So he was Louis, and this place is in New Orleans. It is one of the I can say most visited place in USA too. So there he was the first registered pharmacist. And before his registration, the pharmacy registration was not required in USA too. Again, few more personalities who were pharmacists. Benjamin Franklin, you have heard about him. Agatha Christie, जिसका आपने देखा होगा, she is a famous writer. All were they started career as a pharmacist. So these are the things. These are few data I am sharing, that how important this because when you are emphasizing on some profession, or if you are saying that we are very important, then always economy is associated with that. So how important, how much we are contributing, what is the market. If you see the total market, it was worldwide best selling drug. If I'll talk about, this is one fact I'm sharing with you, that Lipitor was one brand which was introduced, and it had a maximum. It was introduced in 1997, and the patent of this drug is already expired in 2011. And the total market, the best selling at that time, it was 1.25 billion. This is one of the question which is always asked. Insulin is one of the most common medications that cause adverse events. That this is again a fact that we should know about. That most expensive drug, Glavira, is the most expensive drug, which cost around 1.121 million. This is the whole wholesale cost of this drug. and only 1 million patients have its extremely rare condition. If I'll talk about research, that how much research and how big the research industry is in pharma sector, that I'm sharing you. This is a old data, though we are having a much more number in this coming this to 2021 and 2020, because this was an era in which the pharma industry was the most you can say the industry who were always on toes, and they were working for the society, and they were giving some medicines or involved in newer molecule to combat the various viral diseases and your protozoal diseases too. So it was around 186 at that time. And if I'll talk about the investment of total, what the total investment the industries are giving, Sun Pharma is putting around 0.3 million percent of the total research and development they are sharing, and 4.66 percent of the prescription sale they are having with them. So this is why I'm telling you, this is also showing you the scope of our profession, how much scope we are having. And if you in Indian company, there is an Indian company, Aurobindo Pharma, that is again, it is one of the leading company, and they are having they are investing around 0.12 sharing that percentage of in this industry, and they are having a total sale of 2.79 billion US dollar. So this is the bulk what we are doing. If I'll talk about some very leading brands what in worldwide, so this is some data that I'm not going through all these, but I'm telling you, you go through it, so you will be amazed at what our people are doing and what we are doing. This is a data which I am giving you. It is all about US or worldwide data, that what the total business we are having, what is the total amount of business. If you'll see, maybe at every time you will find that it is always said that we are having a very developed pharmaceutical industry, we are leader, but still if you'll talk about in terms of money, or if you'll talk about in terms of total value what we are doing, it is still the United States is still the largest pharmaceutical market of the world, and they are generating around 5.50 billion US dollars revenue out of that. So in maybe this is the actual situation what we are having. But what to be proud of, I am sharing with you the some Indian data of India, which always we should proud, or which shows us that what the scope we are having in this profession, that India is the largest provider of generic medicine globally. This is one fact on which we should proud of. And we are occupying around 20% share of the global supply by volume, and also supply 62% of the global demand of vaccines. आपने देखा होगा जब हमारा ये कोविड का समय चला, तो आपने लगातार देखा होगा वैक्सीन कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा और कितने इंपॉर्टेंट आज तक हैं, जबकि आपने तो एक स्टेटमेंट आया था कि दुनिया में वैक्सीन कोई भी बना ले, लेकिन उसको आना पड़ेगा भारत के दरवाजे से। और इसका कारण ये था, इसका रीजन ये था कि वी आर हैविंग सच फैसिलिटी टू मैन्युफैक्चर द वैक्सीन। मे बी दे विल डेवलप द टेक्नोलॉजी, मे बी दे विल डेवलप द वैक्सीन, but for the production they have to come to India. So such development we have made in this area. If I'll talk about we are ranked 3rd worldwide in production by volume and 14th by value. तो मैं जरूर कह रहा था कि हमारा तीसरा नंबर अगर आप देखेंगे तो टोटल वॉल्यूम बनाने में हमारा 3rd नंबर है पूरे वर्ल्ड में, लेकिन रेवेन्यू वाइज स्टिल वी आर लैकिंग, वी आर एट द 14th place. India is only country with largest number of US FDA compliance plants, more than 262, including APIs, and this is outside the USA. So we are such country. Why I'm sharing you, we are such countries who are with all standards, who are with all stringent worldwide standard what our industries are working, and we are having the maximum number of US FDA compliant pharma plants. If I talk about the total number of WHO GMP certified pharma plants, around we are having more than 2000 WHO GMP certified pharma plants, and 253 European, and that is called EDQM, that is European Directorate of Quality Medicines. These are some agencies who used to certify your premises for the production, and those who are certified with such type by such agencies, your products are permitted, or you can get the access of their market too. So this is the number of industries, what certified industries what we are having in India. Though this data is again it is some old data. Recently we are having the more number of the number is far more than that what I'm sharing with you. So this is why I'm sharing with you. This is creating the scenario of the pharmacy, that in which you have joined a very such type of field where you can be proud of. So I welcome you all and I congratulate you all that you are in such a good profession. These are some more data which will make you proud that what the place we are keeping in the world pharmacy. Recently we have been said that we want to become pharmacy of the world, but so many people, and still also I am having my own I can say we should be, apart from becoming a pharmacy of the world, I wish that we should have a manufacturing hub of the world. So we will be always sufficient in the total amount of drug what it is required to our country, as well as we will be able to supply to the whole world that what they are requiring or what they are looking at our side. Okay, so मेरा ऐसा सोचना है, मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि हम ऐसा बने, और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि हम बनेंगे. रिसेंटली कल, आई डोंट नो यू पीपल आर विद द करंट अफेयर, यू आर इन्वॉल्व और नॉट, बट रिसेंटली the government of India has again given that what the drugs or APIs which are coming to the market, they should be having your code, that is what we say, that is 3D codes. So by a click you will get all the information which is from the batch, from where the API has imported or manufactured, it went to which company, what is the batch number. So that is the basic thing that government of India has implemented to stop the duplication or to stop the copying or to stop the various industries who are not disclosing the source of the substances. Here again I want to share with you that maybe we are the largest manufacturer or we are the largest manufacturer of the medicines, but still we are dependent for APIs, we are dependent for on the foreign countries, and China is one of the country on which we are dependent, and most of the APIs which are the main component of your drug medicines, they come from China. So this is the situation. So in this, just I'm sharing with you all this. Why? Because I'm telling you why to proud of, what is the scope and what are the challenges what we are having. So a lot of scope, every challenge is scope for the pharmacist. And now this is my second part. Just I have shared some few examples, and now this is my second part, that how to become, if you are a pharmacist, how to become a successful pharmacist. First and foremost thing, that respect yourself. You are very important. You are always very important. So if you are in this field, you are very important. Always respect yourself. Why to respect? If you respect yourself, then only you will expect respect from others. Recently हम लास्ट सर बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, बहुत सालों तक जो फार्मेसी के लोग हैं वो अपने एग्जिस्टेंस के लिए लड़ाई करते रहे, ताकि लोग उनको बाकी जैसे प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, डॉक्टर्स हैं, नर्सेज हैं, वैसे उनको आइडेंटिफाई कर सकें. मैं ज्यादा पुरानी बात आपसे शेयर नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मैं एक बहुत छोटे जगह से आया हुआ हूँ और हूँ जो अंबिकापुर अभी अब तो काफी कनेक्टेड है. पर जब मैंने फार्मेसी पहली बार जब मैंने फार्मेसी करने का सोचा था, तो मुझे काफी दूर जाना पड़ा था, क्योंकि एमपी और छत्तीसगढ़ टोटल जो 2 स्टेट्स को मिला के टोटल 4 इंस्टीट्यूशंस थे उस समय पे फार्मेसी के. तो मैंने काफी दूर ट्रेवल किया था, जो मोर देन 1000 किलोमीटर्स. और जब मैं ट्रेन में जब आता था, तो कई बार लोगों से बातचीत होती थी, वो पूछते थे कि क्या पढ़ रहे हो बेटा. तो मैंने उनको बोला मैं बी फार्मा, तो बी फॉर्म बोला मैंने उनको. तो उनने बोला बेटा बी कॉम करना था तो इतना दूर क्यों गए, यहीं कर लेते आसपास में. So that was the situation. People were unaware of the things. Even the term was not known to them. But now the things have been changed. Now we are having more than 50 colleges in our state, more than 100 colleges in. So now this is not an issue of existence. Now this is the issue of respect. And this is the first thing, that you respect yourself. Then only the people will respect you. Then how to get the respect? First, be a good learner. Foremost and very important, we always never consider ourselves as an important member of healthcare system, and we always, for example, I am sharing with you क्यों आप डॉक्टर जो रहते हैं वो अपने आप को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फील करते हैं? क्यों आप अपने आप को इंपॉर्टेंट फील नहीं करते हो? रीजन सिंपल है, बिकॉज दे आर डीलिंग विद द पीपल एंड they are associated with their life, like that you are also associated with the life of the people, but we never consider this fact or never give thought on this, and because of that it is always required be a good learner. क्यों कह रहा हूं? अगर आपको अपना, और हम इसमें मेरा जो एक्सपेक्टेशन है या जो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है ये ज्यादा नहीं है, जो सब्जेक्ट आप पढ़ रहे हैं, जो पढ़ाई आप बी फॉर्म में कर रहे हैं, आपको अपना सब्जेक्ट आना चाहिए। Only come through your knowledge. I'm sharing with you the situation or the scenario what we are having abroad and what we are having in India. That here you will find the doctor used to write a prescription, you will go with the prescription, and from the medicine shop you will take the medicaments and medicines, or he will fill your prescription and you will move from there. So this is very simple. But if you will go to the European countries or United States, this is not a situation. They are not the patient visit to the doctor. If you will go to the doctor, they will allot you a room, you will go there and doctor will come to you, not you will go to the doctor. So he gives you a sufficient time, he diagnoses you, and also he will ask about you from where you want to take your medicine, which pharmacy you are preferring. So you have to tell, okay, I'm preferring this type of pharmacy. So he will send your prescription to that pharmacy. He will not directly give you that prescription, but directly he will give that, he will send the prescription to that pharmacy. There the pharmacist is having enough time to analyze about their the prescription, and if he find that any type of mistake or any type of there is some issue with the prescription, they will call the doctor and they will give the suggestion. That only happens when you are having an information or having a knowledge to suggest to the doctor. So if something is there, then prescription will be corrected, and when the pharmacist will interact with the person, he will give the prescription. Also, he will tell about the medicine, and he will ask you, okay, you are having any confusion related to your prescription? If you say, okay, I am having such confusion, then he will guide you. Otherwise, he will let you go, okay, you are fine, good to go with your prescription. तो यहाँ दो important बात है. पहली बात, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन आपका बिल्कुल इतना जो सेफ मोड में आता है. दूसरी बात, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में बहुत क्लियरली मेंशन रहता है कि आपको कितनी बार वो रिफिल किया जाए. सो क्लियरली उस पर लिखा रहेगा रिफिल फॉर वंस. तो उसको पहली बार देने के बाद दोबारा जाती है. हमारे पास लोग एक प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखाते हैं, उस प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लेके कोई दूसरा व्यक्ति आ जाता है, फिर उसको दो बार और ले लेते हैं. और इसका अभी जो लास्ट सेशन में सर बोल रहे थे, सुपर एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट जो हमारे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म है उसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे. दिस इज द सिनारियो वी आर गोइंग टू फेस इन द कमिंग टाइम. जो हम जितना मैसिवली हमने फ्रीली जितना हम एंटीबायोटिक यूज कर रहे हैं, हर बार हमारे पास नए जनरेशन के जो एंटीबायोटिक हमको यूज करना पड़ रहा है. तो यहाँ जो आपका नॉलेज है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये बहुत सारे चीजों से आप लोगों को बचा सकते हैं अगर आप बहुत इफेक्टिवली आप अपने आप को, अपने नॉलेज को आप डिलीवर करते हैं और उसको यूज करते हैं. सो ऑलवेज बी अ गुड लर्नर. नेक्स्ट, थिंक फर्स्ट ऑफ द अदर्स फेलो. This is I'm sharing this, why I'm telling you, or why this slide I have kept for you. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात होती है कि जब आप एक टीम में काम कर रहे होते हैं, एक ऐसे प्रोफेशन में काम कर रहे होते हैं जहां पे आपके पास आने वाले लोग सफरर रहते हैं. We are the people who always used to face persons who are suffering from some disease or they are in problem. So they always, there are two parts. When you are dealing with your colleagues or when you are working in a team, again this is applicable. When you are dealing with the people who is not known to you but he is coming to you and he is having some problem, then again this is a situation. तो दोनों जगह पे आपका ये एक important thought ये होना चाहिए कि हमें जो अपना फेलो, जो हमारा फेलो है या जो पेशेंट आ रहा है हमारे पास, उसके बारे में आपको पहले सोचना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम शेयरिंग विथ यू कि we two of your colleague or you and your colleague are visiting some place and there is always one chair. What to do? So this is always expected that maybe your colleague is younger than you or he is along with you. You first offer him कि okay, you take a seat. तो ये जो एटीट्यूड है, ये जो आपका व्यवहार है, ये आपको एक अच्छा लीडर साबित करेगा, एक अच्छा फार्मासिस्ट साबित करेगा. सेम आई एम टेलिंग यू इन केस ऑफ व्हेन पेशेंट इज कमिंग टू यू. सो ऑलवेज कीप दैट थिंग इन योर माइंड दैट ही इज important. He is important. So obviously you will get a response and he will have indirectly or directly you will have a relation with you. So this is again one important point that you always keep in your mind. Next is build up other person a sense of importance. Always, this is I am talking about when you are working with your colleagues or you are working in a premises after completing your degree. Obviously you will be going to any of the field, either in a research, either in a marketing, or either in a production, either in a hospital pharmacy. We are the people who are always we have to work in a team. So there, always keep an attitude like that you should give importance to everybody. Maybe as per you or as per your requirements he is not important, but obviously he will become very important when effective and important. For example, I am telling you how the things changes. जीवन में कैसा important आपकी घटनाएं घटती हैं और आप लोगों से जुड़ते हैं और आपके काम जो किसी को important समझने से बनता है. ये मैं अपने साथ की एक पर्सनल घटना आपको सुना रहा हूँ, जो कैसे आपको importance देना कब आपके पास फायदेमंद होता है. There was once one of the student was visiting to me. Along with that student, there was a person with him, and he came to me for some other reasons. So though that person was not related to me, but we had a good talk. I had a talk with my student. Along with that, I just entertained him equally as I have entertained my student. So दोनों आए, दोनों के साथ मैंने बहुत अच्छी बात हुई, जबकि मुझे मालूम था कि जो व्यक्ति था वो कहीं पे एक जो हम बोलते हैं प्यून की पोजीशन पे काम कर रहा था. लेकिन जब वो मेरे पास आया था तो मेरे लिए उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंट था जितना वो बच्चा मेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट था जो एक अच्छी पोजीशन पे काम कर रहा था. अब मैं इसकी इम्पैक्ट बता रहा हूँ. उस दिन का व्यवहार है, मैं भूल गया. मेरे पास ऐसे बहुत सारी घटनाएं घटती रहती हैं. अब मैं आपको दूसरी बात बता रहा हूँ कि मैं एक ऐसे जगह पे खड़ा था जहां पे मेरे पास बहुत टाइम की लिमिटेशन थी. मैं एक लाइन में खड़ा हुआ था और ये मैं बात बता रहा हूँ एक अपने अंबिकापुर कोर्ट की बात बता रहा हूँ, जहां पे मैं खड़ा था और मुझे कुछ पेपर्स परचेज करने थे. एंड देयर वाज अ टाइम दैट बिफोर 2 o'clock or 2:30 आई हैव टू ऑब्टेन द डॉक्यूमेंट फ्रॉम दैट प्लेस. एंड आई वाज इन अ लॉन्ग क्यू. मेरे आगे बहुत सारे लोग थे. अब कहीं से वो जो व्यक्ति था, मुझे मालूम नहीं था, उस घटना को काफी समय हो चुका था, उसने मुझे कहीं से देखा और वो मेरे पास आया. बोला, सर आपको याद है मैं आपके पास आया था? तो मैंने मुझे रिकॉल किया, मुझे ध्यान तो नहीं था, लेकिन फिर भी आउट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट मैंने कहा हाँ मुझे याद है, आप मुझसे मिले थे. बोले सर आप यहाँ क्यों खड़े हैं? सो आई टोल्ड कि दिस इज द रीजन आई एम स्टैंडिंग हियर. सो ही टोल्ड मी ओके फाइन, यू जस्ट गिव मी और दिस डॉक्यूमेंट्स, आई विल डू इट. मैं बोला नहीं, बहुत मुझे 2:30 बजे है, इसको किसी को देना है और मुझे चाहिए तो मैं ले लेता हूँ. बोले सर आप निश्चिंत रहिए, मैं कर दूंगा आपके लिए, आप यहाँ मत परेशान होइए, आप जाके बैठ जाइए. And I was shocked. After a few minutes, he came with all my documents and he given to me. So why I'm sharing you that every time when you care for people, maybe आपके लिए वो जैसे आपके काम के लिए कहीं पे नहीं है, पर आपको हमेशा ये सेंस रखना चाहिए, व्यक्ति को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बनाना चाहिए. अगर आपके टीम में कोई व्यक्ति है, अगर उसके पास कोई प्रॉब्लम है या कोई ऐसा आपको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं ये बाकी के जो मेंबर्स हैं वहां पे ऐसा ये यूज नहीं हो रहा है, तो भी आप उसको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बना के काम करना चाहिए. एक फिल्म आई थी, आपने देखा होगा, जो क्रिकेट पे फिल्म थी अपनी लगान. तो आप लोग को उसमें एक याद होगा, बॉलर थे जिनको कचरा नाम था. सो अगर कोई बोले कि आप फिजिकली चैलेंज्ड हो, आप कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे, आपको पहले टीम से बाहर कर दिया गया, तो वो उनके लिए यूजफुल नहीं था. बट दे गिवन द इम्पोर्टेंस टू हिम. दे because of the importance what they have given, what the disability along with that, it became a quality for them, that became a plus point for them. So in this way you have to think. When you are working in a team, in this way you have to think. You have to use every person who is working with you always give a sense of importance to all the persons who are working with you. That will give you a more success in your field. This is again one reason that respect other person right to be different. Always, कि अगर कोई व्यक्ति अगर आपके जैसा नहीं है तो सिर्फ आप इस कारण से उनका रेस्पेक्ट नहीं करें, ये ठीक नहीं है। आप जब भी टीम में काम करते हैं, जब भी लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं, तो आपको आपके जो टीम है उसमें अगर कोई व्यक्ति आपसे थोड़ा डिफरेंट है या अलग है तो भी आपको उसको रेस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए, उसको उसके जैसा रहने का अधिकार देना चाहिए। I'm specifically in present situation, we all become offended when people are having a different type of attitude or behaving differently. For example, I'm particularly talking when we are working in a normal situation and any transgender comes and he is working with you. So always we have a different, I'm taking this example, but I can correlate with so many examples like that. So if he is different or if she is different, then always respect her. आपको एक ऐसा attitude रखना पड़ेगा, कोई व्यक्ति है तो सिर्फ इस बात से आप उसको अलग नहीं कर सकते हैं या उसकी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते हैं कि वो कपड़े आपके जैसे नहीं पहनता है, वो आपके जैसा दिखता नहीं है, वो आपके जैसा ड्रेस नहीं होता है। तो दिस इज नॉट द रीजन। बट इफ यू वांट टू बिकम सक्सेसफुल, always respect other. If they want to be different, let them be different. Respect them in the form what they are. So they are going to help you more in that. They will be contributing more than what you are expecting from them. Then this is the most important thing, or I am saying that this is the most important mantra if you want to become successful in your profession, that give a sense of appreciation. It is very important and it is very common and very rare nowadays. मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ, कई बार जब आप बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग होंगे जो फेसबुक पे बहुत सारा समय व्यतीत करते होंगे, हर दिन आपके पास बहुत सारे ऐसे पोस्ट आते होंगे, आपके दोस्त के पोस्ट आते होंगे, आपके उनके वीडियोस आते होंगे, उनके फोटोज आते होंगे, पर आप चाहते हुए भी आप, जबकि वहां पे ना आप बाउंड हैं, ना आपको कोई चार्जेस लगते हैं, पर बहुत बार आप उसको अप्रिशिएट करने से भी चूक जाते हैं और आप अप्रिशिएट नहीं करते हैं। ये मैं सबसे कॉमन बात बता रहा हूँ कि जो ऐसा होता है। तो आपका जो सेंस है, एप्रिशिएशन का जो सेंस है, वो हमेशा बहुत हाई होना चाहिए। अगर कोई व्यक्ति अच्छा काम कर रहा है उसको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए, चाहे वो आपके साथ का हो, चाहे आपसे बड़ा हो, चाहे आपसे छोटा हो। अगर आपको मौका मिलता है किसी को अप्रिशिएट करने का तो यू शुड अप्रिशिएट देम। ये जो अप्रिशिएशन का जो रीजन है, ये इट इज ऑलवेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन आइदर इन एनी फील्ड यू आर वर्किंग। I'm talking about one of my student now he is Swarnali is there. She is also a pass out of this institution, and I'm having one example. At the first, when presently he is working in Chhattisgarh, he is on very good position. When he came for the first time, when he came to us, he was so shy that he was not raising his head. मतलब अपना सिर भी ऊपर नहीं कर रहा था, वो इतना मतलब वो इतना शाई था, इतना इनसिक्योर था, वो एक छोटे जगह से आया था। लेकिन जैसे ही उसने पहला अच्छा काम किया, हर ने उसको बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया और एक समय आया कि नाउ ही इज अ साइंटिस्ट, ही इज एट अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन एंड ही इज होल्डिंग अ सच आई कैन से ही इज लीडिंग फ्रॉम द फ्रंट, ही बिकेम द लीडर। सो दिस इज वन इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट दैट हाउ यू इंप्रूव द थिंग्स। आप अपने साथ के लोगों को कितना इंप्रूव करते हो अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए। अगर जो व्यक्ति जो अच्छा काम करता है उसको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए। अगर आप इस तरह का अपना एटीट्यूड रखते हैं, डेफिनेटली इट इज गोइंग टू कंट्रीब्यूट इन योर पर्सनालिटी एंड योर सक्सेस टू। देन दिस इज अगेन एलिमिनेट द नेगेटिविटी। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इट इज ऑलवेज सेड डोंट बी नेगेटिव एंड ऑल्सो गेट योर सेल्फ अवे फ्रॉम द नेगेटिविटी। आप एक मेरे मित्र थे, उनने मुझसे कहा कि मैं हमेशा अपना हॉरोस्कोप देख के निकलता हूं और अपने साथ वालों के भी हॉरोस्कोप देख के निकलता हूं। तो मेरा क्यूरियोसिटी था, उनसे जिज्ञासा थी कि मैंने बोला आप अपना तो देखते हो, बाकी की क्यों देखते हो आप? तो उनने मुझसे कहा कि जरूरी नहीं है, मेरा तो ठीक है आज का राशिफल, लेकिन बाकियों का राशिफल भी देख के निकलता हूं क्योंकि मुझे उनके साथ समय व्यतीत करना है। सो दिस इज अ थॉट आई एम शेयरिंग विथ यू कि व्हेन यू आर आप नेगेटिव ना हो और नेगेटिविटी से भी दूर रहें। पॉजिटिव जो एटीट्यूड रहता है, पॉजिटिविटी देखने का जो रीजन है, वो आपको बहुत सक्सेसफुल बनाता है। ये हर लोग आपको बोलते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत बार जब भी आप किसी से बात करेंगे तो वो आपको बताएंगे कि आपको पॉजिटिव रहना, लेकिन पॉजिटिव कैसे रहना है, पॉजिटिविटी जो आपके अंदर लानी है वो पॉजिटिविटी कैसी रहनी चाहिए। पॉजिटिविटी ये है कि मेरे पास n नंबर ऑफ रीजन है आज के डेट में क्रिटिसाइज करने के लिए सिचुएशन को, गवर्नमेंट को, अपने फैमिली को आप कर सकते हैं कि मुझे ये चाहिए था, मुझे ये नहीं मिला, लेकिन उसी समय आपके पास उतने ही n नंबर ऑफ रीजन है कि व्हाई यू शुड डू गुड। जो अवेलेबल फैसिलिटीज हैं, हमेशा हमारा ध्यान उन चीजों पे जाता है जो हमारे पास नहीं है, जो हमारे पास या जो नेगेटिव पार्ट पे जाता है, जबकि पॉजिटिव पार्ट पे नहीं जाता। मैं एक बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी शेयर कर रहा हूँ। देयर वाज अ टॉपर ऑफ दैट इज मेडिकल एंट्रेंस। सो आई वाज शेयरिंग विथ हिम कि अच्छा तुमने तैयारी कैसे करी, तुम टॉप किए तो तुमने तैयारी कैसे करी। तो मैंने बोला कि इन विच मीडियम यू आर स्टडिंग, सो ही टोल्ड मी कि आई एम इन हिंदी मीडियम। सो आई सेड कि यू आर फ्रॉम हिंदी मीडियम। तो एक ये भी क्वेश्चन था कि वो एक हिंदी मीडियम से थे, एक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ने वाले थे और उन्होंने पीएमटी में टॉप किया था। तो मेरी जिज्ञासा और बढ़ी, मैंने उनसे पूछा कि अच्छा आप क्या आप कैसी तैयारी करी आपने। तो उसने मुझे बोला कि सर मैं आपको बहुत ईमानदारी से बता रहा हूँ, मेरे पास फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री और कुछ, उसने एक प्रकाशन का नाम युगपोत प्रकाशन बोला था शायद मुझे, कि इसकी किताबें थी, पर मैंने उस किताब को बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाई करी, बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा, उसके अलावा मैंने कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं करी। सो आई एम टेलिंग यू व्हाट इज पॉजिटिविटी। अगर उसके पास रीजन था कि मेरे पास सबसे अच्छी बुक नहीं है, मेरे पास सबसे अच्छा सिचुएशन नहीं है, मेरे पास सबसे अच्छा मीडियम नहीं है, उन सब चीजों को माइनस करके आपके पास जो अवेलेबल था आपने उसको सबसे अच्छे से यूटिलाइज किया, पॉजिटिवली यूटिलाइज किया। सो दिस इज द एटीट्यूड, पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड। व्हेन यू आर हैविंग रिसोर्सेज देन ऑलवेज हैव अ पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड टू यूज इट। जो एग्जिस्टिंग सिचुएशन है उसको बहुत पॉजिटिवली आपको यूज करना चाहिए और डेफिनेटली इट इज गोइंग टू कंट्रीब्यूट योर पर्सनालिटी। सो इफ यू आर फेसिंग सच सिचुएशन, इफ यू आर फेसिंग इन यू आर गोइंग टू सच सिचुएशन वेयर यू आर फाइंडिंग देयर इज लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम, बट डोंट गेट इन्वॉल्व इन द प्रॉब्लम्स, get involved in the solutions and what you can do out of that situation, or in that situation what the best you can do. So that is always expected. So when you will work, when you will go for the work, when you will practice pharmacy, always you will have a such type of situations. So get yourself apart from the negative ideas, negative thoughts, negative environment. So that will going to make you a very successful people. Then avoid openly trying to reform the people. This is again very important. I'm sharing with my teachers as well as my students and the pharmacy practitioners or pharmacy those who are going to practice pharmacy or those who are practicing pharmacies. It is always it is always said कि आपने बहुत सारे लोगों से सुना होगा कि मैं सीधा सीधा बोल देता हूँ, पर सीधा सीधा बोलना, किसी बात को, अपनी बात को सीधा रखना अच्छी बात है, लेकिन किसी भी व्यक्ति को और किसी भी जो आपके साथ काम करने वाले आपके कलीग हैं, आपके क्लासमेट्स हैं, आपके बच्चे हैं, आपको डायरेक्टली उनको रिफॉर्म करने के लिए क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करना चाहिए। आपको हमेशा स्कोप है उसको उस बात पे नरेट करने के लिए। तो यहाँ आप सजेशन देने से मना नहीं किया जा रहा है, आपको एक पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पे किसी को डायरेक्ट रिफॉर्म करने से मना किया जा रहा है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल कोई, और ये देखिए ये गलतियां सब करते हैं, मैंने भी की हैं। मैं क्लास में गया, मुझे कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगा, मैंने पूरी क्लास के सामने उस बच्चे को खड़ा किया और उसको बोला कि नहीं ये ठीक नहीं है, तुम ऐसा करो। पर सम टाइम इट gives a very negative impact on your person to whom you are suggesting. Okay, so if you want to take the maximum mileage of your team, if you want to utilize your maximum capacity of your team or your colleagues, so you should be always a positive criticizer. आपको अगर उनसे कुछ कहना भी है कि आपने ऐसा क्यों किया, तो आप अकेले में उनसे कह सकते हो, अकेले में बुला के कह सकते हो कि आज आप ड्रेसअप बहुत अलग तरीके से हुए हैं, लेकिन अगर आप ऐसा करते तो ज्यादा अच्छा लगता। तो दैट इज अ पॉजिटिव असर्टिव वे में चीजों को, द गुड वर्ड इज द असर्टिव, यू असर्टिवली ट्राई टू रिफॉर्म देम, don't criticize and try to reform them, but assertively you try to reform them. If you are finding okay this is for this situation, this attitude is not good, so take him separately. आप अलग से उनको लेके जाएं और उनको बोलें कि अगर आप ऐसा किए ये तो अच्छा है, लेकिन अगर आप ऐसा करते तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता। तो ये एक तरीका होता है बात करने का, टीम में बात करने का, लोगों को रिफॉर्म करने का। तो ये मैं सबको बोल रहा हूँ कि जब हम पब्लिकली डील करते रहते हैं तो हमको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए। ऐसी सिचुएशन से आपको अपने घर में बचना चाहिए, आपके दोस्तों के साथ बचना चाहिए, और आपके जो वर्किंग जो कलीग्स हैं उनके साथ भी ये बचना चाहिए। तो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। देन this is again one thing which is very important for the persons who are practicing pharmacy, जो pharmacist हैं. Again मैंने सबसे पहले ही कहा था कि हम ऐसे लोगों से डील करते हैं जो प्रॉब्लम में रहते हैं. तो always try to be very empathic with the persons who are interacting with you. I know you cannot do anything in that. For example, a person is coming to you, he is suffering from carcinoma, and you got his prescription or बोले, and he is purchasing a medicine which is costing a lot to him. So apart from understanding his problem, you get, अरे आपको तो कैंसर है, कैंसर लिख दिया है, या आप ये दवाई कैंसर की दवाई खा रहे हैं. So that becomes more difficult for a person. So when you are practicing pharmacies, when your people are interacting with you, try to understand that person, try to put your leg in his shoes. वो अगर आपको उसकी जगह पर रख के अपने व्यवहार को उनसे निश्चित करना है. आप अपनी तरह से एक साधारण तौर पे आप अपने व्यवहार को डिफाइन ना करें, बल्कि उनके तौर पे आप उनको देखें कि आपके पास आने वाला जो पर्सन है वो सफरर है, आप वो प्रॉब्लम में है, तो आप उसकी बात को समझें, उसकी बात को सुने. हो सकता है कि ये जो बात कर रहा है बहुत रिलेवेंट ना हो, पर तब भी आप उसको कंसोल करें, उनसे बात करें, उससे पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड में बात करें और उनको समझाएं. तो ये जो एटीट्यूड है, कई बार जो मैं वर्किंग प्लेस पे होता है कि योर फ्रेंड केम टू यू, यू आर इन्वॉल्व इन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क, ही केम टू यू एंड ही इज शेयरिंग हिज प्रॉब्लम विद यू, एंड बट एट दैट टाइम यू आर नॉट इन मूड टू हियर अबाउट एनीथिंग. तो आपका आंसर क्या होगा? मैं क्या करूं? ऑलवेज वी आर हैविंग, ओके यू आर हैविंग सच सिचुएशन, मैं क्या कर सकता हूं इसमें, तो आपको करना है. नो, दिस इज नॉट एटीट्यूड. एट दैट टाइम यू आर हर्टिंग हिम. अगर आपके पास कोई व्यक्ति आता है तो आपको उससे बात करना है. ठीक है, आप उस सिचुएशन में उसको कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर सकते हो, पर आप उससे अच्छी बात करके एक जो आपका कलीग है उसको और स्ट्रांग बना सकते हो कि ओके सच टाइप ऑफ सिचुएशन, आपने ये किया, आपने अच्छा किया. तो उसकी बात को सुनना, उसके हिसाब से फिर उसको सजेशन देना, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगेन दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट quality. What if you are having, it is very good. If you feel कि no, I am lacking this quality, then you should develop, and it will create you a very lead to you a very successful pharmacist and for the successful people. And this is don't create I can say impression on a first meet or first sight. It is always बोलते हैं कि the first impression is the last impression, but it should not be like that. When we are dealing professionally, it should not be like that. Abraham Lincoln has he said, I don't like that man, therefore I shall get to know him better. अब पहला बात क्या है कि आप उस व्यक्ति को पसंद नहीं करते हैं. उन्होंने कहा कि मैं उस व्यक्ति को पसंद नहीं करता हूं, पर इसलिए मैं उसको ज्यादा जानना चाहता हूं. तो जो पहली बार आपको जैसा चीज दिखता है, कोई बात दिखती है, पहला इंप्रेशन आता है, तो आपको अपनी फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन को आप क्रिएट करके आप उसके बारे में विचार बनाने के बाद, मान लीजिए आपको नापसंद भी हुआ तो भी आपको विचार नहीं बनाना चाहिए. आपको उस व्यक्ति पे आपको थोड़ा आगे जाना चाहिए उसके बारे में. आप व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन अ टीम और यू आर स्टडिंग इन अ क्लास, as a teacher you are dealing with the student, as a pharmacist you are dealing with the people, as a in a manufacturing unit, or as a scientist you are dealing with the people, then you should not create your mind, or don't build your mind after your first interaction. तो बहुत बार बहुत सारी चीजें हमारे हाथ से इसलिए चली जाती हैं कि हमने पहली बार जो सोचा वो हमने आपने उसको फिक्स किया और फिर आपसे इंटरेक्ट नहीं हुए. So that professionally this is not good. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be a good professional, then you should always go beyond that. Try to understand, give the chance. So maybe you will get a very bright person or a bright colleague in the form of him, maybe whom you are not liking at a first sight. Again, I am sharing, one of my friend was there, and he was बहुत एकदम सच्ची बात बता रहा हूँ किसी के दिल की. दो लोग, दोनों एक साथ पढ़ाई किए, दोनों की एक साथ तैयारी किए, और दोनों का एडमिशन दो जगह पे हो गया. और एक जो व्यक्ति था वो जो चाहता था कि उसका जो दोस्त है वो भी उसके इंस्टीट्यूशन में ट्रांसफर लेके आ जाए, तो उस समय ऐसा सिचुएशन पॉसिबल नहीं था. उसको एक ऑप्शन मिला कि अगर कोई व्यक्ति म्यूचुअल अगर वहां से इस क्लास से इस क्लास में अगर म्यूचुअल आ जाए तो आप दोनों एक क्लास में हो सकते हैं, लेकिन म्यूचुअल होना चाहिए कि इससे वहां एक चला जाए और दूसरा व्यक्ति यहाँ आ जाए. तो पहला फ्रेंड था जो अपने फ्रेंड को लेके आना चाहता था, वो एक दूसरे जो फ्रेंड थे उससे काफी इंटरेक्ट हुआ, उसको कन्विंस किया कि मेरा एक फ्रेंड है और हम लोग एक साथ आना चाहते हैं, आपका तो यहाँ कुछ नहीं, अगर आप चाहो तो रिप्लेस हो जाओ. तो ही वॉज रेडी। काफी 2-3 दिन उन लोगों ने समय साथ बिता लिया, और जब तीसरे दिन जब अलग हो रहे थे, तो जो पहला इंप्रेशन था उसको, कि वो चाहता था कि मैं इसके साथ नहीं रहना चाहता हूं जो उसका रूममेट है, मेरे को अपना दूसरा रूममेट चाहिए। तो जब तीसरे दिन जब उससे वो अपने घर जा रहा था, तो उसने अपने 3 दिन रहने के बाद जब उसने बोला कि अच्छा ठीक है, आप अपने फ्रेंड का डिटेल दे दो जिससे म्यूचुअल मुझे करना है, तो उसका एक बहुत ईमानदार सा आंसर था कि नहीं, मुझे अब अपना रूम नहीं बदलना है, मैं चाहता हूं मैं तुम्हारे साथ रहूं। तो ये 3 दिन जो उनका एक दूसरे को वो जाने, एक्सपेक्ट किए, जो उसका पुराना दोस्त था उसको एनालाइज किया, इसको एनालाइज किया, ही गॉट अ न्यू फ्रेंड। सो आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि हिज फ्रेंड वाज लाइक दैट, बट आई एम सेइंग ही गॉट अ न्यू फ्रेंड। एक आपकी जिंदगी में एक नया रिलेशन ऐड हुआ। So this is the importance when you give time, when you understand the things, when you understand a people, then always you are having a good decision on him. So don't make your ideas on first impression. That is very important. Then take care with little details. This is very important to be successful. If you are getting chance, or if you are getting any work, or maybe in that work you are not very important, but always get prepared of that, always be prepared of that. For example, you are having, मैं एक एग्जांपल आपसे कोट कर रहा हूं कि आप एक किसी कमेटी में हैं, एज ए स्टूडेंट मेंबर आप उस कमेटी में हैं, और आपके साथ उस कमेटी में बहुत सारे कॉलेज के प्रिंसिपल हैं, बहुत सारे प्रोफेसर हैं, और आप भी उसमें मेंबर हैं। तो ऑलवेज जब ऐसी मीटिंग होगी, तो आपका पहला थॉट क्या रहेगा कि मेरा इसमें क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, और मैं तो इंपॉर्टेंट हूं नहीं, तो मैं क्या बोलूं और मैं क्यों प्रिपेयर करूं, क्योंकि मैं अपने आप को वहां इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं मान रहा हूं। बट नो, if you are there in a team, if you are invited, then always go very prepared, know about all the situation what they are going to discuss, know all about that, what the agenda is, क्या बात करने वाले हैं, किस बारे में बात करने वाले हैं। तो आप अपनी तरफ की जो पूरी तैयारी है, माइन्यूट से माइन्यूट तैयारी है, बिल्कुल आप उसको करके जाना चाहिए। अगर कोई मीटिंग है जिसमें आपका प्रेजेंटेशन जो आपका कलीग देने वाला है, तो ये नहीं है कि आपका कलीग प्रेजेंटेशन दे रहा है, यू आर ब्लैंक। अगर maybe at that time you are not important, or you are not supposed to give that presentation, but if you are going and if you are appearing, then you should be 100% acquainted with what the presentation he is giving, and what is his agenda, and how he is going to give it. So you always get prepared this gives you opportunity. आपको हमेशा कब ये opportunity आपको मिल जाए, आप इस बात को समझ नहीं सकते हैं। मैं आपको फिर एक बहुत अच्छा अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए कहानी सुनाता हूं, कि ये आप एक स्टोरी बता रहा हूं, एंड ऑल द स्टोरीज आई एम शेयरिंग विथ यू, दिस इज द रियल स्टोरीज आई एम शेयरिंग विथ यू। दिस इज एट स्कूल टाइम, वी वर प्लेइंग, वी वर अ ग्रुप ऑफ 6 पीपल। तो हम सब स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छे थे, और हम सब सेलेक्ट हो गए। और मैं आपको नाम भी बता रहा हूँ, एक मेरा फ्रेंड था जिसका नाम सतीश था, he was not good in the game and he was not selected, but he was very prepared. So what he done, we were playing something, so he went to the sports room, and he at that place he found that all the dress of a goalkeeper of hockey team, hockey. तो वो वहां से आया और हॉकी का पूरा किट लेके आया गोलकीपर का। उसने उसकी जो तैयारी थी, वो तैयारी ऐसी लग रही थी कि वो बिल्कुल गोलकीपर के लिए प्रिपेयर होके आया है। And for the first time he appeared, but wholeheartedly he was appeared in that selection. And मैं आपको शेयर कर रहा हूँ कि हम जो अच्छे खेलने वाले लोग थे, सब स्टेट लेवल पे हम हार के वापस आ गए। सिर्फ एक सतीश था जो एज ए गोलकीपर, जो कोई नहीं ले रहा था, वो काम को कोई एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा था, जो वो तैयारी करके गया, तो वो नेशनल लेवल तक गया और SGFI तक खेला। So this is when you are prepared, when you are, maybe it was not expected from him, but he was very much prepared for that. So this is situation ki how you get the chance, you don't know when the chance will come, but if you are getting an opportunity to present yourself, take every minute care of that when you are going for any type of work. आप जिस काम के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो उसका एक एक आपको ध्यान रखना चाहिए, चीजों की तैयारी करनी चाहिए, चीजों के लिए पॉइंट्स बनाने चाहिए, और फिर बात करना चाहिए। So this is very important again to become very successful. Then developing a genuine interest in the people, that is again a very important. When you are working in a team, when you are in a class, when you are at your places, that this is why I am telling you, not superficially initiating. आप अगर कोई व्यक्ति, अगर आपको लगता है कि रियली मतलब आप इन्फ्लुएंस होते हैं, तो आपको उसके बारे में पर्सनालिटी में इंटरेस्ट लेना चाहिए, उसके बारे में जानना चाहिए। ये आपके टीम वर्क को बहुत बहुत स्ट्रांग बनाता है, और साथ में इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप्स जो रहते हैं उसको भी बहुत स्ट्रांग बनाता है। और अल्टीमेटली ये सब बातें आपको कंट्रीब्यूट करती हैं आपके कैरियर में, आपको सक्सेस देने में। सो अगेन दिस इज वन ऑफ द क्वालिटी दैट यू शुड टेक केयर ऑफ. I think so कि I have already crossed all my time, so just I am winding it up. So this is the last slide. To keep it up, that's all. Keep it up. So you are having n number of reasons. These are few, because I am having, this is a long presentation I am having, and I am having more than 50 slides for that. Just I am terminating this presentation here. And again, this is for my new friends, budding pharmacists. This is one of the tree what we have made. I used to share with all my students. This is a professional scope what we are having, what you can have, what this field, in which field you can go. So you are again, just at last I am telling you, you are in a very noble profession, you are in very good hands, you are in very good institution. Just you have to explore the things. Okay, so don't get any negative influence, don't get any negative feedbacks. Be very positive, and you are having n number of opportunities in which you can pursue your career. So sky is the limit. Thank you all. This is my acknowledgement and gratitude towards my mentors with whom right now I'm working, or I have worked. So just giving my acknowledgement to all of them. And these are some acknowledgement to the funding agencies that we are working, and they are supporting us in all the ways. So this is my acknowledgement to all my funding agencies and institutions who are supporting us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would invite Dr. Achal Mishra, sir, to summarize the session.
Again, thank you very much, ma'am. Sir, thank you very much. I think आपने फार्मेसी प्रोफेशंस को काफी मोटिवेट किया है जो न्यू बडिंग फार्मासिस्ट हैं, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू समराइज इन सम वे your first slide, that is 78% of the females they are in the field of pharmacy. I think this is the largest number of females present in any profession, I think.
Yeah.
And respect to all. I think this is the word. Because जब आप सभी का रिस्पेक्ट करेंगे तभी आपको बहुत अच्छा रिस्पेक्ट मिलेगा. So this is the word which is motivate to all, and finally eliminate the negativity, because in this COVID time आप देखेंगे कि सभी प्रोफेशंस में सभी डर के जब घर में बैठ रहे थे, तब ये एक ऐसा प्रोफेशन था जिसमें आप सामने एक सोल्जर की तरह लोग सामने आए. उन्होंने कहा कि हम नेगेटिविटी दूर करेंगे. लॉट्स ऑफ कैजुअलिटीज आर देयर, बट फिर भी हमने काफी लंबी और अच्छी लड़ाई लड़ी, क्योंकि इस प्रोफेशन की नोवेलिटी को दिखा रहा है और स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए काफी हेल्प कर रहा है हमें. एंड फाइनली रिस्पेक्ट योरसेल्फ. जब तक आप अपना रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेंगे तब तक आपको रिस्पेक्ट मिलेगी नहीं ठीक से. सो फ्रॉम दिस, थैंक यू वेरी मच डॉक्टर दीपेन सिंह सर फॉर दिस मोटिवेशनल लेक्चर, एंड over to you, madam. Thank you very much to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, thank you very much.
मैंने कहा ना कि हमारे बीच में फॉर्मेलिटीज नहीं रहनी चाहिए, हम लोग सब एक साथ हैं, और आज मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है, कल आपको मिलेगी, तो इसलिए हम लोग एक दूसरे को केवल अप्रिशिएट करना है. ठीक है,
edification is the more important thing.
Yes, we all are learners, so nothing to be very formal. Thank you for inviting me to interact with the people of your institution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepan ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. Now, it will be a privilege for me to invite Dr. Shekhar Verma, sir, Principal and Professor, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Memorial Health Sciences in Ayush University, Raipur, for the next session. And the session will be chaired by Dr. Alok Singh Thakur, Professor, Shri Shankaracharya Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research. Please, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
We have very eminent speaker, Dr. Shekhar Verma, sir.
Shall we start the presentation, because already we have, I think, late. So we can.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay,
As you wish, sir. As you wish.
thank you, Alok sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, sir. Please, sir. Proceed with your work, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Is it visible?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay. I'm trying.
Yes, sir.
Now, is it visible?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
It's in process.
Now, okay. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir, sure. Sir, can you please shift the mode to full screen?
Yeah. Okay. Now I think, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Really, I got privilege of hearing informative talk from Dr. Vishnukant Maurya sir, Dr. Maurya sir. Really, I consider him a scientist apart from the teacher. His talk, his way of the presentation, his knowledge is always fruitful for us. He delivered a scientific and technical talk in a very fruitful manner. Really, we are very humble. Because we have such a personality. And congratulations, the organizer, especially convener, Dr. Swarnali Das. You have decorated very well this platform. I got the privilege to hear from Dr. V.K. Maurya, and the previous session delivered by the young, dynamic, my friendly and professional colleague, Dr. Deepak Singh. His talk is really full of motivation and inspiration for all of us, not only for the students, but for faculty, also for the pharmacists, for everyone. Both delivered, their session was very dynamic in terms of the scientific as well as the motivational. And soon I think they will join our mentor, Professor Salin Saraf sir. Definitely he will motivate us from his blazing, and soon I think Dr. Rangari will be here. He will soon join. And our respected Dr. A.K. Jha sir, Principal SSTC SSGI, convener of this the scientific event, Dr. Sonali Das, and my professional colleague, my friends, and always my dear student. So far today you have heard very useful lectures. Hope this lecture, my lecture will be also useful and additive for you. Today I will try to explore something about the principles of the sustainable drug development. With the help of the innovation and the sustainability, we can approach the goal of the sustainable development that is defined and explored by the United Nations. They have given us around 17 goals. Apart from that 17 goal, one of the most important sustainable goals is related to your drug, medicine, and health. And yes, that is obviously the sustainable drug development. how we can provide the healthcare system, how we can deliver the medicines in a sustainable manner for the patient, for the user, without disturbing the environment, without disturbing the complete healthcare chain system, and without disturbing your health system. So before start my this lecture, I have some.
Shekhar sir? Sir, can you hear me?
Actually, my system is hang for a few minutes. Now am I audible? Now am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Actually, my system is hang for a moment.
It's okay, sir.
Okay.
You can proceed.
Yeah, just I am checking again once time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think there's some technical issues in my system. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Oh, uh, the famous quote given by Santiago Romani Casal, he's a famous Spanish neuroscientist. He quoted that the all outstanding work in art as well as in science result from immense zeal applied to a great idea. And really, I appreciate the quote. I inspired it because when you have any vision or idea, you have to implement it by your hard work, by your vision, by applying the theory and principle over to your basic mechanism. So based on this quote, I would like to uh, explore my next slide. यहाँ से हाँ ना Okay, and the aim of the sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. The basic objective about the sustainable development is to equal opportunity for all. It is not only for the drug development or sustainable drug development, but in the case of the all opportunity, the equal social opportunity, the equal the health opportunity or healthcare system opportunity, and the overall opportunity for all the peoples, because the sustainable drug development is a necessity of today. We have seen during the last 2 years during the pandemic outbreak, the expanding and aging world population, the use of medicine is expected to increase. So during this period, we have to maintain the negative impact of the excessive use of medicine, the excessive raw material, and the waste product of the API. And why the necessity, the sustainable development is a necessity of today, because it will lead to a greater impact on the ecosystem and our health in the long term. And one more factor, that is the healthcare system for all without disturbing environment, health, and the complete chain of the health care system. By getting the proper approach of the sustainable drug development, we can develop and discover the targeted medicine for the infected part or infected disease or special kind of the disease. We can achieve the economic growth. We can develop the socio-economic condition of the nation by approaching the proper sustainable development or drug development. Because there are a lot of approaches. With the help of that approach, we can receive the proper response of the sustainable drug development, like artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, Dr. Moria sir already talked about this. It is one of the neuron cells type of artificial system, where we can predict the disease, we can identify the targeted area in the predetermined, we can identify targeted zone as well as the targeted disease. With the help of the machine learning and deep learning, we can make a drug, we can make a formulation, we can avoid the clinical trial into the animal, we can directly design the drug with the help of the different information technology tool. It means these artificial intelligence can provide the better sustainable drug development for the society. One more thing, that is a 3D printing. 3D printing is a very novel technology. It is an engineering technology based on the principle of engineering mechanism. But we have a lot of applications in the field of the pharmaceutical. It is a revolution technology where we can replicate the different kind of the dosage form in the formulations, drug formulation. With the help of the 3D printing, we can save the time, we can manage the formulation, we can easily replicate the different types of dosage form. So these 3D printing and artificial intelligence technology are helpful useful for the sustainable drug development. And one more thing, that is a biodegradable material. Nowadays, in the most of the pharmaceutical formulation, the scientists and the pharmacists are using the biodegradable polymer and the biodegradable material to avoid any kind of the adverse reactions, or avoid the deposition of unwanted synthetic polymer into the physiological system or physiological body. So biodegradable polymer is one of the revolution material for the preparation of novel dosage form as well as the coating of the conventional dosage form. And one more approach for the sustainable drug development is that is a targeted drug delivery. In the targeted drug delivery, we can save time. We can directly target our active drug molecule into the affected area or affected zone, and we can make a pathway where by the maintaining of the pharmacokinetic and the pharmacodynamic parameter, we can treat the disease. For the targeted drug delivery, we have a lot of carrier system. We have a lot of the traditional carrier system and the novel carrier system, which will deliver the drug into predetermined rate into the infected part of the physiological system. And that is a novel carrier. Again, it is a part of the looks like the targeted delivery system, where we will use the polymer. We will use the novel carrier system by help of the biodegradable polymer, where by applying the various types of the release system, like sustained, prolonged, extend system, we can deliver our drug into our system. And one more approach for the sustainable drug development is that is for the water sensitive and water unstable or poorly aqueous soluble drug. That is a anhydrous dispersion system, because nowadays most of the chemical entities which are coming into the market, or which are coming into the pharmaceutical industry, they are very hydrophobic in nature. Around 60 to 65% new chemical entities are water insoluble or poorly water soluble. Therefore, we have to make such carrier system where these kind of the drug are easily encapsulated or entrapped within the system for the easily delivery system. In anhydrous system, what will happen? We have to avoid the water in our dispersion system, like emulsion or micro emulsion system, and we can replace this water with various types of the polyols like glycerin and glycol. So these novel kind of the carrier system or formulations and the novel information technology tools like artificial intelligence and 3D printing, we can achieve the sustainable drug development, and the objective would be definitely for the betterment of the patient, for the betterment of the society, and for the improving of the socio-economic condition of the nation. And one most important thing, then that should be the cost effective for the everyone. Now, next I will try to explore what are the different principles of sustainability applicable in drug development. Okay, there are 10 principles of sustainability applicable in drug development. How we can make a more sustainable drug development for the user, for the patient. Because when we think about the medicine, we think about the pharmaceutical product, most of the people think it is a genuine. All the product would be genuine, and it should be taken easily by prescribing with the physician or the surgeon. But when people dealing with the manufacturing of the dosage form, or people or any person related to the production of the bulk drug or API drug, they know how to handle how to handle the waste material. Actually, what happened during the formulation or manufacturing of the product, in the last stage of the preparation or production, we can see the lot of wastage, especially in the case of the API and bulk drug, that may hazardous for the environment, that produces a lot of pollutant to the environment. To avoid these things, we have to maintain the sustainable approach, and there are 10 principles of the sustainability applicable. That is the ecological environment impact, where the usually only taken into account in a late stage of drug development. However, it is important to do so already in the first benefit risk analysis of the research. Active pharmaceutical ingredients damage the environment and may affect the global biodiversity. To avoid these things, we have to maintain, we have to protect the ecological environment by the various kind of the pollutants produced during the manufacturing and after the complete manufacturing process. One more, that is a medical needs. It is necessary to critically prioritize medical needs. That is a disease for which there is no answer yet, such as life-threatening incurable therapy, resistance, and neglected disease. This could stimulate a worldwide equitable distribution of health care. So we have to prioritize the medical needs based on the requirement of the patient, based on the requirement of the people, what kind of the medical requirement they need, and the priority should be given to the first life-threatening and incurable disease. Okay, now in the next slide, two more principles of sustainability, that is the AI and the big data, and one more is the green chemistry. Now, the automation and the use of artificial intelligence in the big data can increase the speed and effectiveness of drug discovery, as well as reduce the number of animals used in the experiments and the burden on human and the environment. I already talked about the application of the artificial intelligence in the healthcare system. And one more thing, that is a big database. The huge amount of database can increase the speed and effectiveness of drug discovery. Now we have a lot of software, we have a lot of approach where we can accumulate the whole data in a single place, and we can use it and apply it for the speed discovery, for the drug discovery and the development. And with the help of these technology, we can also avoid the animals, or we can bypass the clinical trial without harming the living the animals. And second one is a green chemistry. That is one more principle to retain the sustainability for the drug development. In the synthesis, production, and the analytical has been developing rapidly in the recent decades, and may aid in reducing the large quantities of organic waste and greenhouse gases generated in the pharmaceutical field. Moreover, it can reduce the consumption of elements and resources that are increasingly scarce. Now, what is our duty? Our duty is we have tried to adopt the process. We have tried to adopt the complete procedure, complete the principle and mechanism to get the final product or optimal product by green method, by green chemistry method. Our process of synthesis, our process of production should be related to the theory of or principle of the green chemistry. We try to reduce the emission of the carbon dioxide by applying the various kind of the method. We have to generate a new type of method to avoid the emission of the harmful gases, emission of the traces of elements like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. These are the very present in the environment in very small amount, but it may for harmful for the all kind of the other dosage form in the manufacturing area. Therefore, we have to maintain the whole process of manufacturing by getting the green theory and green principle. Next, two few more points for the sustainability of our drug development, that is a root cause of illness and risk and decision taking methods in drug discovery. Actually, this root cause of illness is related to our targeted drug delivery, where we have to directly target the root cause of the illness, not the symptoms. So what is happening in many existing drugs, targeted disease symptoms rather than the underlying cause. Recent development in the biotechnology such as mRNA and CRISPR Cas9 are very promising to address the root cause of illness, thereby improving the clinical outcomes. Initially, what is happening? What happened in the initial period? Most of the scientists approaches to target the symptoms, but we have to target the root cause for the complete removal of the problem. We have to eliminate the effective the gene responsible for the root cause of any kind of the disease or any kind of the hereditary disease. So these root causes related to your targeted delivery system, where we can directly target the illness process. One more thing, that is a risk and decision taking model in drug discovery. Okay, this phenomenon is very novel and very serious things to get the proper way of the drug discovery and the development process. And what happened in this case, the use of risk and decision models in a drug research make it possible to optimally sustainable decision that consider the entire life cycle of the drug. Moreover, social consideration and the precautionary principle can also be taken into the account. Based on these risk and the decision taking method, we can get the proper dosage form that will be the useful for the patient without harming the environment, without negative influence in the whole healthcare chain system, and obviously your health. Because when you have to take the proper decision in the proper time to get the composition of the formulation, to get the proper method of the preparation and the various kind of the characterization and the evaluation parameter, definitely it will be fruitful for the preparation and final optimization of the dosage forms of using of the patient. So this risk and decision taking model can improve the sustainable drug development for the all. Few more type of the principles, that is I think that is biomarkers and biodistribution, and one more is cost effective. Biomarkers for biopharmacokinetics, bioinformatics, and the pharmacovigilance. The use of these all terms, these supports the precision medicine and thus help to prevent the ineffective drug use. They serve not only for the accurate and rapid diagnosis and the optimal therapy, but also determine disease risks. It is not a novel tool. The bioinformatics, it is not a novel tool. We are using since 2 decades. But now we have accelerated the study of bioinformatics and accelerated the pharmacokinetics and pharmacovigilance, because the tools of the information technology are more developed. We are accumulating, we are storing the various informative data in one place, and with the help of that data, we are combining the various principle, their description of the drug, the properties of the powder drug and active ingredients. We are correlating each other and put into the database and find out the new ways for the treatment of the disease by avoiding the various types of the hazardous impact produced during the manufacturing process. We are also saving the time with the help of these bioinformatics. We are saving time of the manufacturing process. We are saving time for the characterization of the drug process, and directly we can put the data into the system, and we can get the final optimal dosage form. And one more is a cost effective, one more principle for the sustainable drug development, that is a cost effective. Okay, everyone think when you are preparing any kind of the product, we are preparing any type of preparation, the final aim should be your product, your drug should be cost effective. It is cost effective not only for the manufacturer, but it should be also for the patient. I think the primary and the steps or primary user of these any type of the dosage form is the patient, and the spot should be effective. And what happen if your the cost of the drug is very high? It is very rare to use in the poor people or the common people, or it will not reach to the last steps of the people. Therefore, the medicines are a crucial part of the health system. It plays a vital role, and you have to maintain the social justice translates into the equal access of medicine. This includes a transparent discussion on cost, benefit, and effectiveness. It is the most important principle of the sustainable drug discovery and development, that is the cost effective, because based on the cost, the approach of drug, how it will circulate among the people, how it will be reaches into the common people decided. Okay, to last more principles of the sustainable drug development is I will try to submit the presentation within 5 to 10 minutes because you are the next session in the presence of Professor Saraf sir and Rangari sir will start soon. Last two principles for the sustainable drug development is the implementation of lean. What is the lean? Lean manufacturing is essentially removing non-value adding activities or waste from the production system. It is a very common for the industry person. They used properly, they applying properly, and try to avoid the non-value adding into your formulation. Try to avoid the unwanted material into the formulation in the bulk formulation as well as in small level formulation. Waste from the production system should be defined, and in the implementation of re-implementation should aid in the discovering the right medicine in the fast, efficient, value creating way. One more the principle, I think it is the last principle of the sustainability by the responsible research and in innovation is in a research institute and university, the result of which the industrial developed and commercialized. Actually, we can consider it the technology transfer. What you are doing within the laboratory, what are performing your research work inside the laboratory, it should be published as well as it should be transferred into the industry for the commercialization. What is happening right now in a recent, or we can say nowadays, most of the researcher, the faculty members and students are only dealing about the publication and the intellectual property right of their work. They are trying to protect with the patent, copyright, design, and many more things for the protection. There are tools for the protection. That is also it's called is the intellectual property, right? And second one is they try to publish in the very the useful and the indexing journal for the circulation of their research work. But one more thing that is very important, that is a technology transfer. Actually, we can approach the proper sustainable drug development by getting the technology transfer. You try to commercialize your research work, try to transfer your laboratory research work into the industrial scale. It is a technology transfer. What is happening when you, what will happen when you put your laboratory research work to the industrial scales, not only it will commercialize, but it will be get more benefit for the purpose in terms of the manufacturing and in terms of the reaches into the common people, and it will also improve the socio-economic condition of the your own your personal level as well as your state and the nation level. So these are the 10 principles of the sustainability for the drug development and the discovery. And then what will happen when we use this one, it will happen then we can more sustainable make industry by medicines and the environment, maintaining the medicines and the environment. The drugs that we consume naturally enter our environment, our body turns them to waste. Actually, the rationale behind the sustainable drug development is not only to maintain the environmental or economical condition, but you have also maintain your healthcare chain, health system. Try to avoid minimize the various types of adverse effect produced after the formulation or preparation of the dosage form, and the proper disposable of the medicine. That is also we can make the industry more sustainable by proper disposable of the medicines as well as the different types of container enclosure. Using medicines more sustainability by applying, I already told, the green chemistry we can use a novel tool like 3D printing technology. We can use artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, try to predict the way. Actually, with the help of these technology, we can save the time, we can avoid the clinical trial. It means the steps from the drug discovery up to the development, it will take very less time. And initially, when we talk about the 2 decades before, the development and discovery process of drug took taken around 8 to 10 years, but these technology has for the rapid discovery and development and the sustainability from the industry perspective. And in the last slide, I will try to conclude in my conclusion slides, the finding adequate treatment against the unmet disease conditions for everyone, everywhere at a fair price, while respecting the environment and the ecosystem is indeed an enormous challenge, and one that we must be better prepared for. And second one is the academic institute. We associated with the academic institute. You are organizing this scientific event in your own academic institute. You have received a grant to conduct this scientific event for the students as well as for these speakers. And we are discussing about the various scientific topic, not only the motivational or inspirational things, but also we have talked some technical issues. But we have to do in the academic institute to create some responsibility to for the sustainability aspect into the curricula of undergraduate and graduate student in the drug discovery process. Try to involve them how we can achieve the drug discovery and development without hammering or without negative impact, producing negative impact to the environment, to the health and the healthcare chain system. In nowadays, not only the United Nations, but World Health Organizations also focusing about the sustainable drug development. They have shared a lot of goals. They have shared a lot of points for the achievement of the 100% sustainable drug development, because the common people, most of the even scientific people also think we are related to the vital field. We are dealing medicine, we are dealing